We are officially recording. Off, I want to thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to come here and talk some shit with me. I appreciate it.
Yeah. I appreciate the opportunity.
No, of course. And so, for complete transparency, right? Just right off the bat, um, there was a lot of fucking people. I'm just gonna be real that did not want me to talk to you today, and that to me, anytime shit like that happens, and I gotta apologize in advance. I have my air conditioning on. I live in the desert, so if you hear that humming fucking noise, that's what that is. So, they did not want me to talk to you today. I got emails today.
I can imagine.
Yeah, I got emails today. I don't remember if it was the day the original interview went up or if it was the day after. But somebody, it was around that time frame. Regardless, I got a temp email from somebody, and they were like, "Don't fucking talk to him because he's a such and such." And I'll get to that in here in a second. But before we get started, how has your day been going? You've been doing pretty good. Anything crazy happened today on your way to getting here as well?
I mean, it's just Wednesday. It's just another day to me.
Hey,
I work a full-time job.
Okay.
Come home, play with my kids, play some video. I mean, I don't have a super busy schedule.
Okay.
I don't have a lot of like hobbies or pastimes or anything. So it's like it's just Wednesday, my dude.
Hey, fair enough. I can respect that. So, I don't have your image displayed at the moment. So the only editing that I'm going to do with this video is in order to, because clearly you're not on Facecam, but in order to get your image on here, I'm just going to have to pop into the editing machine, pop your image up, and just export it from there. So everything else is going to be a continuous take, like with the Rich video. But I have to say, for complete transparency, when we were chatting in the DMs, when you originally reached out to me to do this interview, I said I wanted to keep things to a minimum. And I meant that as well. And you were courteous enough to understand that, and you got that. And from what you were telling me, that's one of the reasons you reached out. And I do appreciate that from your end as well. Now, with that, the reason I'm bringing this up is I wanted to bring up two things that we did talk about. Just, again, for complete transparency, that the elephant in the room for people watching, the image I'm using right now as the stand place, I have to say right off the bat, and this is one of the few things I did say on our chat, was that the subtle trolling and just because the fat lesbian thing, I laughed my ass off in the video with Rich, 'cause I thought it was funny when he said that, and I still think it was funny, and just the fact that it's here now.
No, the fat ugly.
My apologies, you're right. Fat ugly lesbian. And I have to respect the troll and the jokiness. It's like I said we tried to keep things to a minimum, but the one thing I did say, something to the effect of, I have to call out a good joke when I see it. So I wanted to make that transparent as well too, that I'm not hiding shit, or anything like that, because I thought it was funny, and I still think it's funny that we're using this picture. What are some of your thoughts on that? Was that I'm assuming that was the reason why you chose that picture, but to hear it from you.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, in the spirit of transparency, I don't try to hide a whole lot. I mean, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I chose that picture on purpose. I mean, it was completely intentional. Because of some of the remarks that were made, some of the remarks that he in particular has made about me, about showing a bias towards this design and da. I mean, right. I'm not gonna lie. Out of all the designs that characters had, that is my favorite design. Okay. But that doesn't necessarily mean that I dislike any of the other designs.
Okay.
So it's an old image I got from an artist online. Of my little OC, the bald man, my right. Anon OC, and I can talk about that more later.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we'll definitely touch on that.
It was literally a shit post idea. Like I used to browse the Sonic boards on 4chan. I know you're familiar with 4chan.
I'm an old B-tard.
And some other thread.
Yeah, I'm an old B-tard.
I miss old B.
Yeah. So you can tell we're old fags right there.
Back, a while back, I was just piddling around on the Sonic thread. I'm like, hey guys, give me an idea of something to draw, like real quick. I'm like, I'm not very good at drawing, but give me an idea. And somebody was like, Sally Acorn sitting on Annan's lap. You know, the typical 4chan faceless
Yeah.
green shirt Anon.
Yep.
So I drew a shitty little picture of it. And about 2 years later, I came across this very popular artist who was doing a lot of Sonic related art at the time.
Okay.
And I'm like, hey, dude, would you redraw this old picture of mine? And I sent him the picture, and he's like, yeah, that's a cute picture. I like it. I'll redraw it. So that's where that image came from. The image that I sent to you is a redraw of a shit post that I drew years ago. And I'm like, this is the perfect image.
Okay, no,
this is the perfect image.
No, I can respect that. And again, I call a good, again, you watched the previous video and the big fucking epic 4-hour thing that we had, and I appreciate that, of course. I try to make sure I tell everybody that. I definitely appreciate you sitting through that. It's a juggernaut to get through.
I'm not gonna lie. I watched it playing on 1.5 times speed, but I did watch the entire video from beginning to end.
No, and I respect that, and I appreciate the honesty. I'll try to keep that in mind. I've got the timer running, so 2 hours. We'll try to keep it to 2 hours here. Now, one of the things I wanted to jump into right away, because you brought up the Anon character. And well, technically, I guess I brought him up. So one of the first things that right after the video came out and, you'd reached out and you wanted to have a chat and whatnot, I got a comment thread from somebody that, it's just so, the guy was, I don't know if he was intentionally deleting comments or what, but he came at me saying, why was I deleting comments? And I'm like, I don't do that shit. So he sent me
Okay. I saw those comments.
Did you?
I know exactly who you're talking about.
So, I got an email. I'm assuming from them. I could be wrong, but I got a temporary email from them saying that I should not talk to you under any, I'm paraphrasing. I shouldn't talk to you. And that was because that you were a pedophile. And they linked me to, again, I'm going to hit you with the hard questions. Like I said, I'm going to hit you because you said you got nothing to hide, so I'm going to come at it.
Yeah, no, bring them on. That's why I'm here. Yeah.
Right off the bat. So he sent me a link of an old Twitter post, right? And it was of your Anon character fucking one of the, I'm assuming a furry or a Sonic character or some shit like that. And when I read at first, you see that and you see someone say, because calling someone a pedophile, I feel is a huge fucking thing to just throw out there. Like that's not something you just say.
It's definitely, and I hate using this phrasing or whatever, but it's definitely a trigger word. Like the minute you call somebody that term on the internet, it can be like, oh my god, this person's a pedophile.
Yeah, and you don't even know if it's true.
Right
that's the problem.
Off the bat, yeah.
And that was one of the reasons that also I was like, okay, that's, I reached out to you, and in fairness, I gave you a heads up that I was going to tell you, I was going to ask you about that, because I've seen some of these other shit where they don't do that, and I'm like, I don't think that's cool. So when I read some of the comments more, oh, go ahead. My apologies.
No, go ahead. I didn't know you were done talking.
Oh, no, it's okay. So in the comment thread, though, I think it was, to be specific, I think it was a section of drawings with some character named Whisper. Again, I'm not super familiar with a lot of anything past the games. Even some of them I don't really know shit about. But there's a character named Whisper.
Yeah, so you would say that you're not a true fan then.
No, most certainly not. No, I enjoy. Yeah, I get where you're getting at. I respect that too. I'm definitely a casual.
No, I get
fan.
you. You're a casual. You know the games. You know Sonic. You know Eggman.
Exactly. I would say I'm an average Joe.
Rings. I get it.
Yeah, I'm an average Joe when it comes to most things. I'm a jack of all trades, not a master of shit. Like that's kind of who I am. So. When it comes to the Whisper...
Well, I mean, is there... Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was going to say, is there more to the question, or you want me to go ahead and answer? But go ahead.
Yeah, for sure. With the last thing I'll say is I did read a comment on there about... the question, I guess, would come down to something about aging characters up. Can you explain that a little bit more? Because to me, that seems a little, weird, and I want to understand what the thought process behind that is.
Yeah,
because I understood the argument. It's just, I'm a little confused as to some of the details. If you could elaborate on that.
It's actually an issue that's very polarizing in any fandom. It's not something that's exclusive to the Sonic community. So here's what it is. Here's what it is. In the games, the cartoons and the comics or whatever, in the continuity of the Sonic universe, as is canon lore presented to us by Sega or Archie or IDW, whatever companies covering the comics.
Right.
The characters are canonically under 18. A lot of them vary between the ages of like 12 to 14. There's a few that are like I want to say their canon ages are like 16 or whatever.
Okay.
So okay, me, I do write erotic fan fiction.
Right.
Again, it goes back to the 4chan to the Sonic threads. And it actually goes into how I got the name that I go by now. I'll get into that story here in a little bit.
Yeah, for
but
sure.
I had just come off of binge watching a light core harem anime, monster Musume, Everyday Life with Monster Girls, which is a show about this, random guy, average Joe, who through whatever plot was going on at the time, ends up living with having a bunch of various monster girls like move in with him and live with him, and basically all competing for his affection. There was a Lamia, there's a Centaur, a Harpy, a Slime Girl. All the.
Not to cut you off. You're starting to chop up just a little bit.
All right, let me come back over here a little bit.
Okay,
can you hear me now?
Yep, perfect.
Okay. No, it's cool. I'm a mobile poster. I'm limited by that kind of stuff. So it's going to be like the old Verizon commercials here. I'm going to have to. I'm going to have to walk around. Can you hear me now? Yeah. So okay. Anyways, so
fuck, I'm getting old,
I
man.
just binge watched this light core harem anime, and again on the 4chan threads, somebody was talking about there's not enough fan fictions. People aren't writing enough fan fictions. We need more, fan content, stuff like that. So my happy little ass, I roll up and I'm like, you know what? I'll write a fan fiction. I'm gonna write an Anon fucks the Sonic universe style fan fiction. I'm gonna write an erotic story about some random human Anon character who just basically plows his way through the female Sonic cast.
Right.
Now again,
clearly fiction.
These characters, these characters are canonically underage. The very first female character I had in the story in the first part is the pink hedgehog, the Amy Rose character, who canonically is 12 years old. So you have some people who are like, oh my god, that's a 12-year-old character. But I write this story. They're not portrayed like at their canon ages. I explicitly, I've always said this, and I even explain it in the story, in the continuity itself, that the events of this story take place roughly a decade after any particular canon event. It's like all the stuff that happened in the games that was 10 years ago, and this is 10 years later. This is them doing stuff later. Right. So these teenage characters are in my story are portrayed as are written as being in like their early 20s.
So like young adults. Then.
But yeah, so I don't write them as their canonically implied ages or anything. Okay. All the events that occurred when they were those ages are in the past as far as what I write goes. Now, a lot of people in the fandom don't see it that way. A lot of people, they're like, oh my god, that character's canonically 12. If you draw pictures of her titties or write anything about her, then you're a pedophile because you're sexualizing a 12-year-old character. But at the same time, they're fictional characters. Like, she's been 12 for 20 years. I mean,
so
she's
logically she would have to age.
Character.
Right.
Yeah, so, I mean, at some point.
Now,
like I said, if I was writing my story, if it was parallel to the canon events, like if it was happening during the events of a game, then there would be no way for me to get around them being that age.
Right.
But I explicitly say in the story, all that stuff happened a decade ago. So they're obviously at least 10 years older.
Now, would you say that it's fair that some of the criticism towards the age thing is valid, or would you say that for the most part, a lot of the people that have made the assumptions don't have any sort of, like, you think they're just kind of overreacting? What's your kind of opinion on that?
I feel like it's a little bit of both.
Okay.
I mean, and I write this stuff, so I mean,
Right.
I'm not going to deny that I don't sexualize these characters. So I mean, I can understand where some people are coming from. But then at the same time, like you said, oftentimes I do think it's intentionally exaggerated. Like in this specific case, people try to weaponize this. Oh my God, he writes erotic stories about characters that are canonically underage. That means he's a pedophile. It's like,
and that's
but then you stop and you're like, well, what is the context of the story? Is he writing about them as children, or is he writing about them as adults?
Right, and I think you kind of hit the nail on the head there when it comes to the. I feel like the theme of that whole section is context. Context is key in any situation. I think a lot of the times, like for example, some of the, not to change the subject or talk about me or any shit, but some of the messages I was getting, they're just kind of throwing random shade and shit at you. And it was starting to piss me off. I'm not gonna lie, because I'm I'm fucking talking to this guy regardless. So, like, I don't care if my philosophy is I'll talk to a serial killer as long as they're in prison. I don't want them fucking coming after me. I'll tell them I don't like them, but I'm gonna give them a fair shake and at least talk to them first. I'm not gonna fucking say no.
Yeah. You seem to have a similar attitude I have towards a lot of things. I can disagree with somebody about something, but still have an intellectual conversation with them about it without villainizing them because they disagree with me.
Exactly. We can agree to disagree. Yeah. When it comes to the erotica stuff, I understand where you're coming from. I definitely do. I personally, I'm a little iffy on that. I'm gonna be real with you, but at the same time, like canonically, I can understand your logic. You're not writing them in a, you've explicitly stated in your work that they're over the age of 18, and it's like what I said. Legal is legal to me. Like if it's legal, even if I don't agree with it, there's not much I could say about it, as long as we don't have legal precedents, right? So, and there's nothing that says in the legal books, as far as I'm aware, that you can't do some shit like that. Now, I think you can get to a point where there can be an argument made that you would fetishize, not you, but like the universal you type thing, fetishize younger characters, so that could translate over to reality. I could see there being an argument being made in that sense that you would look at someone younger. How would you respond to that?
I'm in several Discord servers that have not safe for work channels. I have my own personal Discord server, which also has not safe for work channels. And the rule I typically abide by, the rule that I have in my server is if the characters appear underage, then no, don't post that. Like,
I can respect that.
It's like you take these characters. I mean, you've seen the way Sonic characters look in the game. They're short, they're lanky. They got little bean bodies and noodle limbs. They look cartoonish. I don't want to see porn of that. I don't want to see porn of this little noodle limbed cartoon character. I don't want to see that. Now, if you give the character more of like human proportions, like 6'5" save lives. If she's got boobs, if the character doesn't look 12, then that's pretty much my standard.
So it would
Oh, go ahead. I was gonna say as long as you can look at the image and you don't have to question whether or not the character is being portrayed as a child, then it's okay. But at the point, if you reach the point where you have to go,
it's a little
that kind of looks like a kid, then you've reached the point where you've gone too far.
Okay. So you would say that it's fair then that as long as they appear as adults, you'd be cool with it. Like that's good. Now I'm not trying to like mince words or any shit like that. Clearly there would have to be intent and context to the whole situation and whatnot.
Yeah.
You know, if they walked up and they, you know, drew a character looked adult and they're like, oh, they're 7, you know, clearly you're not gonna fucking leave it on there because it's like, okay, you know, that's some shit.
No, okay. See, I'll expound on this. I'll give you a recent incident that happened. There's an artist in the Sonic community. I'm not gonna call her name because she has recently. She stated she doesn't want to be involved in this drama anymore.
Yeah, no, I totally get that.
She has dealt with certain people before. Well, she draws characters. She recently posted an image of several of the female comic Sonic characters, and it was like a beach scene. So they were all wearing swimsuits, you know, bikinis, have towels wrapped around their waist.
Right.
And apparently she's gotten a lot of flack from people for drawing these characters overly sexualized or whatever, because she gives them curvier proportions. She draws them with actual breasts, with more humanoid proportions. Okay. Now, granted, this is a safe for work profile. You know, it's no nudity, no nipples. It's a completely safe for work image.
Okay.
So a few days later, she makes a post saying, "Look, this is the only thing I'm going to say about this situation." She's like, "I draw the characters with adult-shaped bodies because I draw them as adults." That was the statement she made. I commented on it because I follow this artist. I like her art. I've talked to her about some stuff before. Right. I commented in quotation marks. You know how you paraphrase something in quotation marks.
Right.
So I commented in quotation marks. I said, stop sexualizing canonically underage characters. And then underneath that comment, I said, people with this mindset really need to piss off. Again, I wasn't advocating sexualizing characters as children.
Right.
I was making fun of people who get upset over drawing characters as adults. It's like, even though the characters are completely portrayed as adults, people still get mad about that. Well, people in these groups, the same people that I'm sure were contacting you, because it's a really tight-knit, small
noticed that
of certain people.
We'll definitely touch on that. I've seen some interesting patterns that we'll definitely touch on.
This one person in particular, took a screenshot of my comment. Took
it out of context.
People that say this, they can just piss off. They took a screenshot of that post and proceeded to tag Ian Flynn, who is the current writer of the IDW Sonic comic books.
Okay.
She tagged him in a post saying, this guy supports pedophilia. You should disavow him and the Rally for Sally movement, because I'm actually scheduled to appear on his podcast
cool.
at sometime in the future.
Oh, right on. Congratulations, man. That's awesome.
So they're you have
to let me know when that is. I'll check it out.
Love the guy, love his writing. Yeah, I don't want to simp too hard for him. I'm a hardcore Flynn simp. But,
no, that's cool. You know me, I got no fighting this horse either way. But let me know when that happens for real, and I'll definitely check it out.
So, anyways, this person, she was tagging him in the post, being like, "Oh, this is the guy that runs that currently runs the Rally for Sally account, and he's endorsing pedophilia. You should like completely disavow him in the Rally for Sally movement." And she proceeded to reply to posts on the Rally for Sally account. Again, these are the same people. Yeah, these are the same people that complain about how poorly I run it. No, I'm killing the movement.
What's an interesting correlation with that? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. My apologies.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's an interesting correlation with that because, in oftentimes, I mean, I didn't even, I'll be real with you, man. I didn't even know you fucking existed until about 2 days ago. I'm looking at my calendar.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not.
So 2 days ago.
I'm not super fucking popular. I'm not like super notorious. I'm not super popular. I'm a literal fucking who on the internet who writes erotic Sonic stories and helps write a fan comic. I'm like not this.
And that's what I think is so interesting is, I mean, literally, you would think that I was gonna fucking talk to the Boogie Man. Like, I mean, I'm not even joking. I was talking to my brother.
Hate me.
I was talking to my brother last night because he does follow a lot of the Sonic stuff. He's not as entrenched into a lot of the stuff is, but my younger brothers are both into it. And I was talking to him like, I'm gonna be fucking talking to the Boogie Man tomorrow. He's like, what the fuck do you mean? I'm like, dude, I don't know why, but there's a lot of people that fucking hate this guy.
It is hilarious that you specifically say that,
Because
because
you are.
the 4chan thread, the 4chan thread that I mentioned, has actually gotten to the point where all this crap has gone off, and it's like off bad man, to the point where me and a bunch of my friends have literally referred to me as that. It's like, haha, watch out, the Boogie man's coming. We
That's
use
fucking
that term
hilarious. That's
because that's
hilarious. I didn't
literally
even know
how
that. I
some
swear to
people
God, I
act.
did not know that. That's
They
funny.
act, yeah. They act like I'm hiding under their bed waiting for them to fall asleep or something like that. It's like, oh my God, well, what is Off going to do this week? And I'm just like,
Probably
play
just
Fortnite and
tell
write
the
porn.
truth.
What are you going to do this week?
You know, it's like with me, you know,
I'm going to do the same thing I do every week.
Spank it, bank it, and play some Fortnite. I can respect that.
There
you know?
you go.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah,
Because
so,
one of the things I've noticed is, you know, they talk a lot about, I've noticed with certain, you know, I'm not calling anybody out specifically. Again, I know
yeah, don't name names if you don't want to. As long as you don't, I won't.
Yeah, no, yeah. I know we're definitely gonna talk about Rich and the, you know, Rally for Sally movement and all that stuff for sure.
Yeah.
And I do agree. I still like the guy. I don't have any issues with him. You know, personally speaking, I've never had an issue with him. And he seems like a nice guy. But one of the things that's interesting, you know, he brought up in the previous interview was the fact that, you know, SJWs and whatnot are hijacking over. And I mean, there's a certain argument that can be made that is partially the case for sure. But I think, and it's like I said, and I still hold true to this, I think it's a thing for sure, but I don't think it's as big of a deal as people like to say it is. I think that a lot of times it's a vocal minority that, and it's like with politics today. You've got crazy radicals on both sides, and they're gonna act crazy no matter what fucking side of the political spectrum you're on. That's just that's how fucking crazy people are. And I just find it funny that potentially some of these same people that were telling me not to talk to you would post some shit. Now again, I'm not big into you know, I'm not gonna say I'm not the whole aging of characters thing, not my thing, but the way they did that, I don't agree with that, because that literally goes against everything that they've said that they're about. I don't. That's hypocritical.
They're intentionally taking something out of context just to villainize somebody they don't like.
Yeah, that's not okay.
That's what I was going to say. The behavior that these certain people display is literally in line with what they complain about. That is what is so perplexing to me. We'll get into that a lot more whenever we start going over some of that stuff that I showed you. Yeah, but that is the painful irony of it. Is everything that these people?
Why do you think that is?
Self guilt. I don't know. You're so you.
Oh, maybe
you have to justify. You have to justify yourself being right by finding a way for the other person to be bad. That they're being wrong. Like we said earlier, it's not a case of agree to disagree. It's a case of not only do we disagree, but you're bad for liking something I don't like. Yeah.
And I don't agree with that. One of the things I did look into, you know, again, full disclosure, you know, you sent me your side of the story and some of the stuff, and I'm not going to be posting anything on here. Whatever happens after this interview, that's not on me.
I sent it. Yeah, I sent it.
But with that being said, I have
sent it to you so you could be read up on it.
Exactly, and I appreciate that. You know, get me well read so I understand what the fuck's going on. You know.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I don't mind mentioning. What I sent you.
That's fine.
Because you know, there's going to be people that are going to be like, oh, he probably sent him a bunch of crop screenshots. He sent him a bunch of no.
Right.
I sent you mine and Richard's entire Discord DM history, because I have sent him DMs before. We've communicated via Discord. I sent you from beginning to end. No crops, no edits, no nothing marked out. The entire conversation. I sent you the entire DM history from the Rally for Sally account.
Yep, I've seen the voice actors, everything.
Yeah, to the voice actor Ryan Drummond, to Katie, who is Sega's current PR representative,
right?
To multiple other people on Twitter that account messaged while these people are in charge of it. I've sent you screenshots of like entire conversations from other Discord servers that Rich is currently a member of, to show you some of the stuff he's posted about me before y'all's the video that y'all did together, and stuff that he posted shortly after
Yeah,
the video he did with that. And
that was the weirdest thing, is seeing a conversation about me. I was like, what the fuck? Like, that's ugh.
Yeah, I actually got on and checked again this morning, and found something else that I'll probably DM you real quick whenever we start talking about all that stuff.
Okay.
Because there's been a tiny little update that just pours a whole nother gallon of gas on this freaking bonfire. So
sure.
Did you have like any more questions about me, what I do, what I'm all about?
No, I think you pretty much answered it. Well, okay, there was one more actually I had, but it kind of deals with the Sonic Legacy comic, but we'll talk about that at the end when we're kind of talking about where people can find you and stuff like that. I did have one other question, though. In the comments, some dude, Green, or whatever the hell his name was, he mentioned something.
Green Raccoon?
Yeah, that guy. Or girl, whatever, whatever they is. This person, yes, this Green Raccoon. They mentioned something about letting you into a Discord server, and they wanted to cut a deal or some shit like that. I don't know. You can read it in the comment section. That's in there.
Oh yeah. No.
Did you want to kind of elaborate on that, or did you want to not talk about that? What happened with
Green
that?
Raccoon? Okay, Green. I know you're watching this video. You watched Rich's video. I know you're watching this video. No hate. Me and Green Raccoon are currently on kind of an agree to disagree thing right now.
Okay, I can respect that.
But Green, I'm gonna bring a couple skeletons out of the closet here, dude. So just bear with me, okay? I'm not bringing this up to shit on you. We're just covering this. So all right, Green is also what I would consider an anti-Flynn extremist. He's very anti-Ian Flynn. Doesn't like his writing or anything like that. To the point where he created this Discord server. He created this group. Called himself the Last Bastion, because in his own words, he saw himself and his friends and supporters as the last bastion of hope for the Sonic fandom.
I don't mean to cut you off. That's so melodramatic. That is so melodramatic.
He's very. His goal, he wanted to gather 100 loyal friends in this Discord server, and when he reached a total of a group of 100 loyal people, that they were going to start raiding any pro Flynn server. They were going to start raiding the Bumblecast YouTube channels. They were going to start just doing all this stuff to get anything related to Ian Flynn or IDW.
So they had like
or
a
any
full
of this,
conspiracy
just
going
completely
on.
shut down. Yeah. Because
that's crazy.
And he had invited me to this group when all this stuff happened, and I was kind of there for shits and giggles. I always told him that. I'm like, dude,
for the lols,
I don't
agree
with you. I'm just here for shits and giggles. But it eventually reached a point where like we had a falling out. I straight up told him, I said, look, you're going overboard. Fun and games is one thing, but you're literally talking about raiding servers, raiding YouTube channels. I'm like,
ruining people's lives. That's not okay.
Going to get people in trouble. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, fuck this shit, I'm out. So I left the server.
I can respect that.
But me and him have kind of, we've communicated. We're not like friends or anything. I know him, he knows me.
Right.
So
cordial. Keep it cordial.
Like, he sent me this invite. So I clicked on the link. I did join. I joined. I said, look, whatever you want. You got 10 minutes before I leave the server. What do you want? So he's like, I want to cut a deal with you to like stop all this trouble with the Rally for Sally drama. I'm like, what are you talking about, dude? He's like, if you agree to let this other person, who's somebody else that I actually know, I'm not going to name names. They're like, if you agree to let this person run the Rally for Sally account, I'll convince everyone else to leave you alone. Now, given this Green Raccoon dude is like myself, he's a literal nobody when it comes to the grand scheme of things. He doesn't have like a YouTube channel with thousands of followers. He's not super popular or famous or anything like that. He has no clout.
Right, he's on the same level as like you and me.
Authority over these people. Yeah. Okay, all right. Yeah, super popular. Everybody loves all. So he says this, and I more or less tell him that, dude. I'm like, dude, you're making empty promises. You're writing checks you can't cash. It's like you can't do that. You're trying to get me to turn over this account to somebody based on you promising to get these people on the internet to leave me alone. So that's what that was all about. Like, okay. I appreciate his effort. I appreciate him going about it that way, instead of like starting a bunch of shit. But at the same time, it's like, he was trying to write a check he couldn't cash.
Right.
So whether his intentions were pure, whether he was actually trying to thinking he was going to get over on me, either way,
Hmm.
it just wasn't going to happen.
Now, I can't, obviously I can't confirm or deny this. I wasn't there for this happening. I'm going to take your word for it, though. Like, like with Rich, I, I'm taking your word for
Oh,
it.
did I not?
I didn't see anything like that, as far as I'm aware.
Did I not?
No, I didn't see
Oh, no,
anything
no,
like
this
that.
happened in his Discord server. I took a screenshot of it. I can send it to you before this conversation's over,
No,
just so you can verify. I don't
Okay.
like talking crap without being able to back it up.
Hey,
Okay,
fair
I'm
enough.
not.
Yeah, fair
I don't
enough.
like that. That's
Honestly, I
why
respect
I
that.
sent you. Now,
That's why.
yeah, again,
Anytime I say anything, I will automatically tell, like, look, I don't fucking like your face. Blah blah blah. I'll tell people like that straight up because I
yeah,
would rather be upfront with them rather than them find out behind my back.
yeah,
I don't think that's right.
yeah.
That
I
being said,
I
though,
don't say anything behind closed doors that I wouldn't say
yeah,
to somebody in their face.
exactly.
I don't make accusations. I don't say stuff like, oh well, he was over here in this Discord server talking shit about me, unless
Right.
I have a screenshot of him in the Discord server talking shit
Gotta have
about
your receipts. I think I said that at the
because
beginning was you gotta make sure you have your receipts.
yeah, you cannot argue with facts.
Well, it's law 101. One thing a lot of people don't know
Yeah,
about on my channel. I used to go to law school. I'm taking a break at the moment, so I've been learning about to go to law school. I just got my bachelor's and all that shit, all that happy horse shit. And I'm getting ready for law school, so I've been learning about all that shit. And the one thing you never want to do is you never want to make statements that you can't back up with evidence, because the minute you do that, they'll throw you right out of court, because it's like you're wasting everyone's fucking time. Um,
yep.
that being said, with the Green Raccoon guy,
Hearsay is inadmissible.
hey, 100%. There you go. Exactly. I couldn't have put it better myself. With that being said, the idea of having like 100 strong, and this is for again, maybe my negligence towards the character, or the fact that I'm interested in other things, but all of this for fucking Sally Acorn, like, does that, in your opinion, does that seem like a bit over? I can understand rallying for a character to get him in a game, like that's cool. I get that aspect, but like
Yeah.
creating these, like there's another group that you sent me that's led by someone named Alice or something to that effect. I don't remember exactly what their name was, but they were so anti New Sally that they were like creating these like crazy memes about it. Like I saw one with like
Yeah.
nuts in the mouth and shit like that, and it's like, do you think that it's a lot of this stuff is just too extreme? Do you think that these people
Yeah.
have nothing
Yeah.
better to
I
fucking do? Like, what do you think the
100%.
whole,
I
like, what's your
I
thoughts on that?
100% think it's too extreme. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So again, I'm gonna bring up something that Rich said about me during y'all's interview.
Okay.
He said multiple times. He talked about my bias. I have a bias. I'm trying to get everybody to like the fat ugly lesbian design. I'm trying to get Sega to reintroduce this terrible design that nobody likes, and yet hundreds of people do draw fan art of this design, but nobody likes her. So anyways,
Right.
I've never said that. If you want to take time to go through the Rally for Sally account, or
Hmm.
I mean, I can even find the post and link it to you later.
Yeah,
I've said
if you want to, that'd be
multiple
cool.
times, all Sallys are valid. Like you don't see.
I've
I
actually
literally
seen that.
asked
I
that
have
the other
seen
day.
that. I actually went through earlier
I,
today and I saw that. I saw that, and
I,
then one of the
I,
old. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. My bad.
yeah, go.
I've seen that, and I saw another poster, and I think this might have been during. I don't know if it was when you were leading the campaign or not, but it's one of the posts that you sent me. At the very bottom, it had different Sallys, and I think a couple of them were like question marked out, and it's like all Sallys are valid Sallys or some shit like that. Is that what you're
Now
kind of getting at?
that was actually that no, that was actually something that Rich did. Rich made that poster. He did design that
Really?
poster. Now I will say this again. I don't have a screenshot of this conversation. I might be able to get it to you, depending on if I can get in touch with the other person who was involved at the time. But Rich made that poster, but him adding the one circle with that design was apparently under duress. It was
Oh, really?
under the other two people involved with the thing going, Rich, if you don't add this design, if you have all these other designs, but you don't add this design,
Mhm.
people are going to think we're biased. So he added it only because pretty much the other two members kind of coerced him, convinced him into doing it.
Okay.
Now, again, he can say to the contrary. He can rebuttal that comment, because as of right now, I don't have a screenshot of being told that available.
Okay.
But if I can get in touch with the other person who is involved, because he's got me blocked right now too, because he's convinced I stole the account.
Well, you're the boogeyman.
But I could try to get. Yeah, I am the boogie. Yeah.
So that makes me wonder, since we're kind of dipping our toes into the Rally for Sally thing. My first question with that would be, was there ever a discussion to like, okay, if, you know, clearly there's different interpretations. I mean, you look into any form of media or art, there's always various interpretations of different things. Was there ever the option of, I don't know, maybe designing a new version of Sally, or saying that it doesn't matter if it's the Sat AM one or if there's another one? Can we just get just a brand new version where it's either a fucking Frankenstein's amalgamation of them,
okay.
Or if I hear your laughter and I definitely want to respond.
Go ahead.
I gotta hear it.
You say you're going into this not knowing it. You are touching stuff. Okay.
Yeah, you're cutting out there.
That's actually. Oh, hang on.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I missed. You'd started to say that I didn't really say much. And then I couldn't hear anything else after that.
Okay, you keep saying you know nothing about this, but you keep bringing up points. It's like you know what you're talking about.
I think
because
it's basic questions, you know, like.
Sorry. I have said that before. All Sallys are valid. If you like the Saturday AM, the cartoon show design, the early Archie
cool.
design, the preboot Archie design, or even fan design, I'm cool with that. As a matter of fact, the Sonic Legacy comic, the fan comic that I work on, we're actually introducing the Sally Acorn character in that comic in the next issue, and she's going to have a new design. She's gonna have a completely new outfit. Her hair, I mean, she's still completely recognizable as the character. She's just wearing a different outfit. Her hair is a little different, you know, but it's a fan design. We wanted to create our own unique look for this character in our comic. And several other artists have done that. Like there have been other artists who have drawn their ideal Sally Acorn design. And it was actually a big thing about a year ago. While Rich was involved with the Rally for Sally campaign, while he was still running that, there was an artist who drew a fan design of this character. I was like, if this character ever gets into IDW, they're like, this is my IDW fan design. And Rich browbeat this person over the head. Now, and this artist is actually somebody I know. They're in the Legacy server. There's somebody that I know that I'm friends with. Rich,
you're cutting out again.
Getting a little dry here.
You're cutting out again.
I was getting a little dry. Can you hear me now?
Oh, yep, perfect. Yep.
Next time I'll do this somewhere where I have Wi-Fi.
That sounds good. Yeah.
So
this
anyway,
is the trial run before you get to talk to. What's his name? Ian Flynn, right?
Yeah, there you go. So this person created a fan design for Sally Acorn.
Okay.
And Rich, while he was still hiding behind his Trent Dalton alias, proceeded to comment on this person's art just so negatively, oh, this is a terrible design. This is unrecognizable. Why would you even call this character Sally Acorn? Just all these just nasty kind of remarks, to the point where this artist got really upset. They deleted the original post. Again, I was friends with them on Discord, so they were posting on Discord. They're like, look, I didn't think this design was going to get, such a negative backlash or whatever, when a lot of people really like the design. As a matter of fact, a lot of more prominent artists have drawn this design. Multiple artists have drawn this person's specific fan design or whatever. And when people came back at Rich while he was still Trent Dalton or whatever, and they're like, Jesus Christ, dude, why are you being like this? He turned around and he's like, well, I'm a graphic designer. I know what good art looks like. I'm only critiquing the art. It's like, no.
You cutting out again, buddy?
can't stand people that hide behind that excuse. You don't get to shit on somebody's art.
You're cutting out really bad.
Just talk dog shit to them and make them feel miserable. Hang on, how about now?
Oh, there you go. Back again. It's like, I didn't want to cut you off. That was a good.
Okay.
I didn't want to cut you off, but I was like, shit, we're losing you.
No, I told you to do that because I'll be in Discord calls where I'll cut off and I'll be talking about something for like 5 minutes and I'll be like, hello, hello, and like nobody would have told me I cut off.
And that was the joke
I
too. That was the joke I was gonna make at the beginning too, where I was gonna be like, fucking people didn't want us to talk so bad, they're fucking up our calls. My mic's not working. Your Discord's going out. It's crazy, man. It's a conspiracy.
Isn't that a scary thought?
It's fucking terrifying.
No,
that's crazy though that would happen to this guy.
Yeah, so he did that, and that was his excuse. Oh, I was just giving them my criticism as a graphic designer, as a veteran graphic designer. I was just critiquing their art. It's
now,
like,
was
no,
this in
if
the
you
DMs
make somebody,
that you sent me by chance?
I don't know if it was or not.
This. Yeah, I don't recall reading this.
But it might not have been.
Okay. My thoughts with that, though,
I used to have.
That's crazy. Like, especially if it's somebody's, like again, everyone. I think criticism is a good thing, right? Like, because you can learn from your mistakes.
Now I'll tell you what is in those screenshots I sent you. You brought up that other group that the A-list dude ran. That Rich was temporarily a member of. But if you look at the one post A-list made, he made a list of rules, and on his list of rules was that like you can't talk about the reboot version, and they did say fan concept art is acceptable as long as it doesn't get into reboot territory. So it's like saying, hey, you can come up with fan designs as long as it looks like the design we like, but not the one we don't like.
Yes.
And Rich was when Rich left the Rally for Sally group, he joined this group. He talks about me having a bias. He talks about me only liking one design, but then he literally joined a group that had rules against an entire character design. It's like, oh, if you like this outfit, you can't join our club.
Yeah, that's stupid. Now, I will say, I think they can definitely believe that. That's perfectly fine. If they want to, I hate the remake design or whatever. That's fine. If they want to say it, that's cool. But I think, like, personally, I think that's kind of stupid. I think that's short-sighted. Within reason, of course. Like, I think changing characters for the sake of changing it is stupid. But at the same time, it's circumstantial, depending on the situation and whatnot. So I get why they have the server. I don't think that that's healthy. I mean, really, it's just sitting around bitching about a fucking thing that's happening. But at the same time, I can at least respect the sentiment as to why they do that. So,
yeah. Well, see, the way I look at it is nobody has to like any specific design.
I agree with that.
If you like the reboot design, that's fine. If you like the older design, that's fine. If you don't like the reboot design, that's fine. What I dislike, and Rich has a long habit of doing this, is he likes to spin things in a way that he makes it seem like if you like anything he doesn't like, that you are of lesser intelligence or lesser status, or it's bad. Okay, again, going back to the Sally Acorn design, the exact words he used to describe it, and you were there recording, you were talking to him, you could tell like how just forceful and how emotional he was getting about this. He referred to it as this very negative connotation, this fat, ugly lesbian. So, okay, it's like anybody that likes that design, according to Rich, likes a fat, ugly character. When you saw the character, I mean, it's just a different design.
Right.
It's going beyond saying, well, I don't like that design. It's going beyond that, and it's saying, I don't like that design, but if you do, this is why it's bad. This is why you're bad for liking that design.
Yeah. And my take with that is it kind of came off. I mean, again, I laughed. I thought it was funny, the energy and the excitement. But my problem
is funny
is,
to an extent. But
My issue.
as somebody in the fandom,
Mhm.
it's also like really sad to see people that feel that like extremist about
Now,
something as simple as an outfit.
right now, my thought process with that is, let me ask you this: if, because one of the things I did notice is he doesn't seem to come off as self-aware at times. Would you say that that's fair? And if that's the case, if he was a little more because I had made a joke about, why didn't he get into the Sonic movie as like a cameo? They had Sonic in there. Why didn't they have him in there, screaming about green eyes or something? Like that'd been a funny reference to like an old meme
Yeah,
from back in the day.
yeah.
And if I remember correctly, he didn't
Why
really
don't
respond to that. Do you feel
No,
like
he
if he
was
was a little more
he just
self-aware, it'd
brushed
be
it off. He's
better?
like, yeah.
Like being able
Yes,
to laugh at yourself a
I
little bit. Do you think that would kind of
I
help the
I do.
situation?
I do agree with that to an extent. Rich he plays by the law of rules for thee but not for me. Um where he has this certain standard of quality, of behavior, of art or whatever,
Hmm.
that he adheres to, that he thinks is like, the correct opinion on stuff. And that's fine. I mean, everybody's entitled to their opinion.
Right.
But
It's one of the few things
the
we're entitled
problem
to.
is, yeah, the problem is, um, anybody who disagrees with what he likes, he gets mad at. He finds a way for that person or that opinion to be bad. He can't just leave it at agree to disagree. He has to go out of his way to be like, oh, well, you like this. This is why that's bad. So if you like it, okay, like the IDW comics. He
Hmm.
does not like the IDW comics, but it goes beyond that. He talks about, his
There's something
veteran
deep
art
rooted.
experience, and he knows all about this. He has openly said, if you like the IDW comics, then you're settling for bad quality. It's like, no, dude, if you like a comic, then you like the comic.
Yeah, there doesn't have to
It's
be a
not like
reason.
all these, yeah, it's not like all these stupid little IDW shills that are only buying the comic just to support Big Daddy Flynn. It's like, no,
Big Papa.
people are reading the comic because they genuinely like it. People are drawing fan art of these characters because they genuinely like them. He's like, oh, these characters are so bland and ugly, and they're just so people are settling for low quality. It's like, look, dude, just because you don't like it doesn't mean other people liking it is a bad thing. But he misses that. He really does miss that.
Okay. Now, my thought process with that, you brought up an interesting point. The rules for thee and not for me, and that made me think. One of the, we're not. I don't want to get too far off topic, of course, but there's the idea, and this will circle back to with Rich. And my next question with that is, he brought up like SJWs, and to an extent, I've brought them up as well in this conversation as well. But there's a certain argument that can be made, depending on what side of the fucking argument you're on. Again, I try to stay agnostic. I don't really give a shit. Or I'm sorry, atheist, regardless. I don't really give a shit. But there's a certain argument that can be made from the other side that a lot of the times people that would prefer the quote unquote, use this example, the fat, ugly lesbian version, that they would be the rules for thee and not for me type situation. So it almost seems like, in a way, the arguments, or at least a lot of the arguments that have been presented from, Rich's standpoint, would come off as like hypocritical. That he doesn't
Yeah.
necessarily, and again, I'm not going to speak for him, of course, because he's not here to defend himself. And again, I'm not going to cape for
I
him
mean,
either. But do you think
yeah,
maybe he's getting the
I've
terms
talked
like
to him
mixed
at
up?
length.
Yeah. Do you think his understanding of SJ, and again, he's not here to defend himself, of course, but like, I
I
have
know.
to question because it
I,
seems like everything that he's arguing, like because I've met people where they'll watch certain YouTubers and stuff, and they hear him scream about
everything
that,
is a
but
conspiracy. Yeah.
oh, okay, and
Well,
that's kind of what I
yeah.
was
Um,
wondering if that's what it was like.
it's like you brought up before about people taking it to an extreme.
Hmm.
I'm in agreement with you. I do believe there are hardcore SJWs
Yep.
out there. I've actually dealt with one during while I've been part of the Rally for Sally account. There's this one character, this one person who um who was posting pages of the Archie comics regarding Sally Acorn and her female friend, the one that she's supposed to be shifting in the reboot, and
Mm-hmm.
she was talking about how there was so much sexual innuendo on this page, and as somebody who's read this comic, as somebody that knows these comics, that knows these characters, that knew that issue, I was like, what are you talking about? Like sexual tension, sexual innuendos on this page? She's like, oh, the way she touched her shoulder, it was you don't just lay your hand on somebody's shoulder. That was such a queer sexual moment.
What
And
the
I'm like,
fuck?
I touch people's shoulders all the time, and I don't want to fuck them.
Yeah,
It's like,
exactly. What do you? It's like you
no,
gotta ask
she
that
goes
person,
all the
like,
way
what are
back.
you trying to get into then?
Yeah,
Like, if that's your first
she
fucking
goes,
thought.
this person goes all the way back to the old Saturday AM cartoons, and she's like, oh, Sally Acorn exuded just such powerful queer energy. Now, now, I gotta collect myself here.
That's
Ian
okay. You're
Flynn,
cutting out a little
the
bit
current
too.
writer, after the so after the reboot, while Ian Flynn was writing the comic, he did say that he intended for Sally Acorn and this other female character to be in a romantic relationship with each
Mhm.
other. So he did at that point intend to write Sally Acorn as an LGBT character, as gay,
Right.
bisexual. I mean, the character in question was a holographic AI. So I mean, I don't even know if that counts as being a lesbian. I mean, she's technosexual. I don't know.
The techno, what
So
would that be? A
yeah,
techno sexual or some shit? And again, that kind of
yeah.
my whole thought
So
process with that is like, okay, whether you like it or not, that's what the artist decided
yeah,
happening. So
but
it's
see, this person was going all the way back to the Saturday AM, the cartoon series, and was like,
huh.
oh, all the characters lived by themselves except for the Sally Acorn character, who just happened to live with or share a room with or something with this other female character. And just because they shared a room or shared a house or something, she's like, see, she's always been queer coded. It's like, so anybody that rooms with someone of the same gender is queer. So yeah, I do believe that there are hardcore SJWs out there.
Yep.
I don't know if you keep up with Marvel Comics or not,
Oh, I
but
do.
there was going to be a Marvel Comics line about a group of superheroes that were just so over the top.
Yeah, safe space
The
and
the
snowflake and
Safe Space and Snowflake and B negative.
oh
Okay,
god.
so
Oh, you're cutting out again, buddy.
exactly. The wind was blowing that time. So
Oh, okay.
so
You can blame nature.
yeah,
It's conspiracy.
yeah, screw you, wind.
Fucking win.
So like you're familiar, with this
Yep.
stuff. So yeah, I am totally aware that there are hardcore. You can't see me doing air quotes because I don't have a camera, but I'm doing air quotes. Hardcore SJWs
Yep.
that are trying to push certain agendas, certain biases,
Mhm.
certain stereotypes, or whatever. But then you have people like Rich, who are hardcore anti-SJW, who see any like non-straight, just whatever character, like, okay, the Sally character hooking up with this other character.
Mhm.
It's like two female characters hooking up. I've read the comics. The two characters are best friends. Even before the reboot, when I read through the comic, even I was kind of like, oh yeah, they gonna hook up. It's gonna be good. And I was actually kind of disappointed that they did, But then you have people like him that are like, oh, they were gonna ship her with a female character. Oh, SJWs are taking over the comic. It's like, just because two female characters were gonna hook up does not mean big, mean, evil SJWs are coming to ruin your comic about cartoon animals that fight
Right.
robots.
Right. Like that's
Yeah,
my argument from the beginning. I think it's a vocal minority of
Yeah,
people
yeah,
that freak the fuck out, but because the news or different social media outlets see that, they're like, "Oh, we're going to put them on a fucking pedestal because we'll know we'll get clicks that way." That's how that shit works.
It might have been a different dictator, but I'm about 99% sure it was Adolf Hitler who said, if you tell a lie loud enough and you tell a lie long enough, the people will start to believe it.
It was either him or
and
Mussolini. I'm pretty sure it was Hitler though that said that.
It was one of those two, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what I see here. That's what I see here. If you just scream SJW, and if you just scream this person's a troll and this person's a bully and this person's a pedophile, like if you just keep on,
It'll
you know,
fucking
so
happen.
loud and so long, eventually people are going to start. Yeah, people are going to start absorbing that by mitosis. You know, it's like my situation. These people provide zero evidence. They provided no screenshots, no context.
Yep.
But they go out of their way to contact you. Don't talk to this man. He's so bad. I mean, look at how Rich referred to me in the video y'all did. You know, it was always the troll, the bully. Oh, the guy, he kept trolling me. He's such a troll.
You're bullying the fuck out of me right now. Like, I'm just like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I can't even...
see, that's what I was gonna say. This is what Richard considers bullying and trolling. Me providing evidence to clearly point out the bad things he's done, he calls trolling. This ain't trolling, dude. This is me saying, look at this dumb shit you did right here. You see this dumb shit? You did this.
Right, and one of the things I told him too, you know, I won't release any of like our DMs or any shit like that. The only time I ever release DMs is if people start lying about shit. Then I'll be like, look, no, this shouldn't happen. But
I'm the same way.
Yep. So that's the only time I'll ever show people DMs of stuff. That's just out of respect. But I get it. But I even told him to. I told him that, look, man, I'm talking to this guy regardless. It's gonna happen, whether you or these other people don't want me to or not. I'm gonna talk to him. And I went out of my way. I think I said it on Twitter. I said it somewhere where I was like, now I want to fucking talk to this guy even more because everyone doesn't want me to. Because I've been in life, when anyone's told me you shouldn't fucking do that, obviously it's, you know, I'm not going to put a gun to my head and shoot myself, but like, you know, within reason.
It's like, hey, don't eat that. Don't eat that. The first thing you're like, I wonder what it tastes like. Why don't they want me to eat it?
Now I need to know. Now I need to fucking know. And I told him, I'm like, look, dude, you're not on fucking trial. This isn't a trial. I gave you a fair shake to come on here and talk. And I'm going to do the same thing to him. There's no reason not to. He reached out to me, so that's what we're going to fucking do. So I don't think that it's out of...
I want to show you something. I want to show you something. I want to make a few points here.
Okay.
Again, you have read it. I sent everything to you, full disclosure.
Yep.
You read mine and Richard's entire conversation.
Beginning to end.
Everything he sent me. Okay, hang on. It's one specific tree. It's one specific tree that's blocking the signal. Can you hear me now?
Yep, you're good.
All right, I'm cutting that tree down this weekend. So you read the entire DM history. Yep. I reached out to Rich. I tried to contact him. Was I ever rude to him in those conversations? Was I ever demeaning or belittling to him in any way in those conversations?
You know, if I was, again, I read through them last night, full disclosure. And that's after I read through all the shit you sent me. I was like, dude, we got to talk tomorrow. If we can, of course. And I knew you were probably busy or whatever. I'm like, we have to fucking talk. That way I can digest a lot of this shit. As far as I could tell, no, you were discussing with him. There was one thing that I think kind of rang true that I even said in, I don't know if you watched my other videos leading up to the interview.
I have not.
Okay.
I have not, but I plan to.
Okay, no, that's fine. No, you don't have to. But I appreciate it if you do. The first video sucks ass. I didn't fucking have I fucked up that video. So, and I think that's could be part of the problem when it comes to not necessarily Rich, but a lot of the people I've noticed in the Sonic fan community is a lot of people don't want to take responsibility, and they feel like just because they fucked up fucked up one time, that now they have to do everything fucking perfect. We have to fucking do this and be super anal retentive and act like it's a fucking business when it doesn't have to be like that.
Look. I've made fucking mistakes, but if you own up to them, you can actually come out. Yeah, you can actually come out better. Let me break away and talk about my own self and my own history for a little while.
Yeah.
Because when Rich mentioned was talking about me, you know, he did say that I've got a couple of my own skeletons in the closet. So, you know, I have no problems
let's drag those
bringing them out. So okay.
Let's do it.
There's another fairly popular Sonic tuber out there, and I will call this guy out by name. I don't think he minds. So his name is Dylan Thomas. He does a lot of Christian related documentary type stuff. He covers like big drama stuff that goes on in the Sonic thing. So he actually interviewed Rich on his podcast YouTube channel show a while back too, and we'll get into that for a sec.
Okay.
So long story short, because it's a long story. Long story short, him and some of his friends did a reading of one of my erotic stories. And they made fun of it and they shit on it. They laughed at it or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
which I had no problem with.
Right.
But what happened was they were trying to associate me and my
Oh, you're cutting out,
personal
buddy.
erotic material. How about now?
Okay,
How about now?
you're better now. Yep, there we go.
Okay, cool. So they were trying to associate my not safe for work stuff with the Sonic Legacy. They were saying stuff like, "Oh, this guy's a writer on Sonic Legacy, so this story is canon to Sonic Legacy." Or
Yeah, but it's
or,
two separate things.
They let yeah. So
Yeah.
that's where I had a problem. I was like, "Hey, you guys can make fun of me, but don't try to associate this group with my stupidity." So
Right.
my dumbass, what I did was I flagged his videos. Now, at the time, I was unaware that if a YouTube channel receives a certain number of flags in a certain period of time, the whole channel could get deactivated.
Yeah,
I didn't
pretty
know
shady.
that when I flagged the videos. So so me and this guy, me and Dylan, we had an online pissing match for several months.
Mm-hmm.
And it went on and on. He made several more videos about me, and some other stuff happened. Well, long story short, things got blown way out of proportions, to the point where there were people on a certain website that you're not supposed to name, that actually started threatening to dox some of Dylan's family members. They actually
That's not
posted a
okay.
picture of his family from like one of their social medias or something. So we both kind of reached the point where we were like, this has gone too far. We're
This has
both
gotta
kind of
stop.
being idiots. Let's quit doing this. And now me and him, like, I wouldn't say we're like best friends or anything like that. He still makes fun of my stuff. I still make fun of his stuff. But like, I'm in
You
his
have an
Discord
understanding.
server. He's got a Fortnite Discord server. I get online and play Fortnite with the dude, like
Oh, right
all
on.
the time. There was one point where people thought that we like wanted to kill each other, and it's like now we just play Fortnite with each other. It's if you make a mistake, but you own up to it,
Take
you learn
responsibility.
from it, and you can come out better for it. Now at the same time, the same YouTuber did a recording with Rich one time. Had him on there. They talked for about an hour, talked about his music career, talked about Sonic stuff, whatever. So just whatever. It was just a YouTube video.
Right.
Well, after that happened, apparently Rich was going around talking about how him and Dylan were like basically like best friends. Well, the Dylan dude turned around and posted on his public Twitter account. He's like, "Look, me and Rich aren't friends. I don't like the guy. He's weird. He's got
Oh,
weird
wow.
fetishes. He's got this really long history. But he's like, I just want to, make it public that me and him are not friends. He's like, just because I had him on my show, just because, we didn't like dog him out while he was on the show, that doesn't mean we're friends or that I like him."
Mm-hmm.
Well, Rich's immediate response was to run around going, "Oh, he threw me under the bus. He had me on there for clout. He pretended to be friendly with me just so he could screw me over." Because everyone on the internet is out. Yeah, everybody on the internet just has to be out to get Rich. It couldn't just be, "Oh, my bad, dude. Sorry for saying we were friends. Sorry for saying it." That's all he had to do. But no. It was victim. Everyone's just out to get me.
And that was one of the things I noticed in the
That
DMs.
segues me into yeah, that segues me right into the Rally for Sally.
I was just about, that's exactly what I was getting at.
The Freedom Fighters Forever. It's always the same story. He was in this Rally for Sally group. First of all, he lied. He went into the group under the pretext of a false alias. He admits to that. Because he knew people didn't like him. He knew if people knew he was part of this group, they wouldn't want anything to do with it. So instead of like you said, instead of owning up to it and putting up the fight and being like, yes, I'm me, I'm part of this, I want to do this thing, and just, taking whatever came his way, he tried to lie, which is the one thing people continue to complain about him doing.
Now,
So
what I wanted to ask, not to cut
hang on,
you
hang on.
off. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Okay, go ahead.
No, I'll remember my thought.
Right.
It's
Well,
been something I've wanted to ask since the beginning with this whole thing. But
what
continue.
what I was gonna say is, and he said this multiple times. He said it when you and him talked.
Yep.
How the other people threw him under the bus. The other people snitched on him. The other people. No. That did not happen. I knew he was part of that group before anybody else told me. Yeah. Several people knew he was part of that group.
That reminds me of
the
one
dude
of the
I was
images.
talking about.
It was like, yeah, it wasn't fucking hard to tell.
Yeah, the Dylan Thomas dude knew he was part of the group before anybody told him. Yep. While he was on his Trent Dalton account, he posted a picture of his bedroom. He's like, "Oh, check out these posters I got." Dylan found an old picture from his old account of his bedroom, put the two pictures side by side. It was the same fucking posters. The wall was the same color. It was the same room.
That's some Batman shit right there.
While he was under the Trent Dalton account, he posted a short video of himself walking down the sidewalk, and there was like a garbage can or something that had like a light or a sensor on it, and he was comparing it to an old Sonic bad guy. He was like, "Oh, look at the SWAT bots are starting to take over." Dylan pulled up old audio logs from their interviews and their DMs and had the audio side by side. It was the same voice. So people knew he was Rich Monk. People called him out on it. We're like, "Dude, we know you're Rich Monk." And he was like, "Nope, I'm not. No, I'm not. I sent you screenshots of DMs."
Yeah, that's
where he would DM people from the Rally for Sally account and demand they take down any posts claiming he was Rich Monk. So he used the Rally for Sally account under a false alias to try to shut down anyone that was saying it was him. And then when New Year's hit, when January came around, and he made his big reveal, "Guys, it was me the whole time." And when everybody was like, "Yes, Rich, we know it was, and we don't like you for lying to us." Yeah, it's like, then it was immediately, it's like, why is everyone always so mean to me? It's like, dude, you literally just lied to people for like 8 fucking months.
I don't mean to laugh. It's just, it's so, I can picture this. Like, it's the over dramatics. It seems to be a big, but this whole story, even going back 15, 20 years, is thematics and dramatics that I don't seem to quite, I can
always everyone else's fault.
Now, as a member, to kind of circle back to him being, was it Trent, whatever, I forget the name, but Trent.
Trent Dalton.
Trent Dalton. Okay, so at the time, were you a part of Rally for Sally yet, or were you not a part of them yet?
No. Oh, okay, I did not become a part of Rally for Sally until nearly a month after he was removed.
Oh wow. Okay, so we'll get into that in a minute. Yeah. What I wanted to ask with that is, with this whole buildup, what was kind of going through people's minds? I mean, they obviously knew it was Rich. It's not like, it's not a big secret, clearly a lot of people seem to have known. What was kind of going through everyone's mind? Did they just feel kind of betrayed and lied to? And if he would have just came out, my thought process, if he would have just came, I think I even asked him this as well. If he would have just from the beginning and the get-go said, "Hey, it's Rich Monk. I know I've got a bad reputation. I'm trying to fix it, blah, blah, blah. You don't have to believe me. You don't have to trust me, but let's fucking make this work." Because I feel like in that situation, he would have
still gotten, he would have still taken crap. There would have still been people on the internet, who don't like him.
Right.
But I think it would have gone a lot better for him, and not just him, but the other people who associated with him.
Because then they got branded as liars.
Lied to cover for him. Yes.
Yep.
See, that's the thing.
That's
they
conspiracy.
knew he was Rich Monk, and they lied for him. the whole time.
Because that's a real
Yeah.
conspiracy. It's
See,
one or more. It's two or more
I
people that are
knew.
keeping a secret.
Yeah, I knew. I knew the other two people who also worked on the account at the time. I knew both of the other dudes.
Mm-hmm.
One guy's just kind of an artist. A few people know him. He's not super duper popular or whatever, but he's also not really that infamous either. He's kind of like me. The
Okay.
other guy has been around for a while. He's pretty notorious for his own reasons, but I knew him before he started the Rally for Sally account. He actually ran the idea by me, because he's known for being real negative, for being a real hateful member of the fandom or whatever.
Seems to be
He
kind of a
told me one day,
reoccurring trend with this like little niche.
yeah, he's like look, I'm tired of just I got to be more positive. Like being angry all the time is just wearing me down. He's like, I want to do something positive for the fandom, so I'm going to create this account, this Rally for Sally campaign, and it's going to be a way that we're going to try to get Sega's attention and show Sega that we want this character back. And I'm like, yeah, dude, that sounds like a great idea. Go for it. I was right there the whole time when he started this campaign, cheering him on. Well, then a few months later, when I started seeing, this other dude, this Trent Dalton dude, who I've never heard of before. Now, who's this guy? Well, when people started putting two to two together, I hit this guy up. I'm like, look, dude, we know it's Rich, and he never he never confirmed or denied it. He's like, well, how do you know it's Rich, or what if it's not Rich, or
when people say shit like that, it's like, I got you.
Yeah, but I told him, I said, dude, you've got a bad reputation. This Rich Monk dude has a worse reputation. Now he's even more notorious than you are. I told him, I'm like, if people find out that you're lying to cover for this dude to be part of this group, I told him, I said, it's going to make y'all both look bad. And his response to me was, well, I'll just handle that when it happens. And I'm like, no, dude, no.
Ooh. That's, I mean,
you might
as well not deny it at that point. Shit. Ugh.
Yeah, even what he did in November. November was when he finally told me outright that, yes, it's Rich. He made me promise not to tell anyone. And I told him, I said, look, dude, people already know. Me saying Alex, me saying he told me it's Rich, that's not going to change anything. People already know. Yeah. But again, I told him, I'm like, look, just come clean. And he's like, no. Rich said that he's gonna tell it. He's gonna come public in January, and we're just gonna see what happens from there. Well, we saw what happened. The whole thing nearly fell apart.
Yeah, and a lot of that ended up on Kiwi farms. I think I had mentioned that before. That might be the reason, to answer your question earlier, why I seem to be so well read on this whole thing. There must be a lot of leaks in this little tight-knit Sonic drama film, because it seems like it's a lot of drama.
The Sonic community is small and spiteful.
Yeah, it's funny it comes. So a little bit on myself. My first video, like I said, it's complete fucked up. I fucked up the whole thing really bad. I didn't even bring up Rich once. I didn't know he fucking existed. But again, in the second video, I take responsibility and whatnot. But I even said in the first video, I'm like, I think Sonic fans get a bad rep. They don't seem that bad. I'm like, oh fuck, I didn't.
See, I want to reiterate. I don't want to leave the point that I just made hanging.
Oh yeah, of course.
Because I hear that from other people all the time. It goes back to that vocal minority.
Exactly.
Now, there are like hundreds of thousands of Sonic fans, and 95% of them are like you. They're just Sonic fans. Yeah, I play the games, I read the comics, I draw fan art, or whatever.
Exactly.
It's a very vocal minority that are just so loud and so notorious that even people outside of the Sonic fandom are aware of. So by proxy, they associate the entire fandom with this kind of behavior. Your Rich Monks, your Chris Chan. Everybody knows who Chris Chan is.
Yep.
And when you think of Chris Chan, what do you think of? These funny, crazy Sonic people.
Exactly. And I feel like it's kind of a disservice to the fandom as a whole, because you've got these vocal minority groups, and this can be actually attributed to any fandom really in general, but they are the ones that make a lot of these different fandoms just so fucking toxic. Well, I don't want to use the word toxic, but like fucking just you just don't want to be there because
Well,
like I don't want to fucking deal with this
you
shit.
you say that again, but coming back to the Rally for Sally thing,
Yeah.
that's exactly what happened. After
Oh.
January, after the big reveal, after Rich and the other person were kicked off of the team, and I eventually got added. I had to go around to different places. I went to different servers, different groups, different stuff, and there were people still talking about it, like, oh, at Rally for Sally, that's these people are running it, and as a new member of the group, I was like, hold up, those people got kicked out. We're under new management. We're handling things completely differently now. I got DMs every day on Discord and Twitter of people being like, hey, if y'all really got rid of these people, then, we'll follow the account. We'll support the account now. People were like, I suspected he was a part of it, but now that he's gone, we'll be happy. We've gained more followers than we've
Oh really?
lost.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like there was about 800 and something, about 820 followers back in January when all this happened, about 820, 840. We're like up to 960 now.
Oh,
I'm
congratulations.
I'm trying to hype us up and get us over 1,000. But that's some of the claims that people in this other the anti boogeyman off group. They're like, oh, the account, it's dead. There's no motivation anymore. It's like, dude, I check the notifications and we get new followers all the time. Like,
So is the goal for
anytime I
Rally for
post
Sally
something or a
still the
question,
same?
we get like dozens of replies and likes and retweets.
Now, is the not even to cut you off there? Is the Rally for is
Yes
the goal the same,
and
or is
no.
it? Because I know he had mentioned, Richard mentioned that the goal now was. Well, I don't remember exactly what he said. I don't want to say the wrong thing, so I guess I'll just say, what is the goal
The
now for Rally? Is it the same thing, or is it a new kind of mission statement? Kind of go over what's
it's
going on with that now.
it's more of the same but slightly different. See, the
Okay.
original goal was to get noticed by Sega. The
Right.
original goal was to make this account, get a bunch of followers, and to get noticed by Sega,
Okay.
so that Sega knows we want this character back. Um, they have technically reached that goal because, again, Katie, I don't know her last name. She's just Katie. Who is Sonic Sega's current like head PR representative person,
Right.
has acknowledged the Rally for Sally campaign.
Big's
She
the cat
she
girl.
talked about yeah, she talked about the Rally for Sally campaign in a live stream she did with some other official Sega employees.
Oh, that's cool.
She's actually messaged the account and told them, she's like, yeah, we're aware, we know you're there. So the getting noticed by Sega has they basically like reached that goal. Now the way I look at it as like an extension. That was phase one. The
Okay.
way I look at the Rally for Sally account is we're in phase two now. We've been noticed. Sega, we're on the radar. Sega has acknowledged our existence. They know we're here. Phase two is to just keep getting new followers, to keep showing support. So,
Build the
because they
momentum.
might turn around and, yeah, they might turn around in 6 months to a year and be like, oh, see, that was just a fad that passed. They weren't really serious. We're in phase two now. Phase two is we have to just get bigger, more fans, everybody show your support, um,
That's what
like
they did with
me
Mega
from the
Man.
account.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah.
they did with Mega
So
Man, and Mega
when
Man came
I'm on
back.
the when I'm on the Rally for Sally account, so like when Sega Hardlight, the branch of the company that made the mobile games, when they make posts, I reply from the Rally for Sally account like, oh, okay, hey, we're doing this like a pirate themed event where you can get pirate themed versions of the character. So I replied with a cover of the old Archie comics that was actually an homage to a One Piece cover, where all the characters, including the Sally character, were dressed up as pirates. And I said, hey, you know what character would make a really good pirate? Sally Acorn.
There
Y'all
you go.
should add her. So I'm making sure that they're still aware that we're here and we're not going anywhere. That to me is where I think the campaign is now. Like I said,
Okay.
we're in phase two.
And I can
Phase
respect that.
one was getting noticed. They accomplished that goal. Sega, yeah. So now we don't have to get noticed anymore. We have to
Because Sega knows
stay
me.
noticed.
Yep. Now,
Yeah.
with that being said, and this will kind of circle back into the Rich situation and everything, and
It
a lot of the
always
rally for Sally
does,
come,
doesn't
yeah,
it?
and I'm not gonna pretend like that's not the main reason, probably why you wanted to come in here and talk to
Yeah,
me,
yeah.
aside from my pretty face, which you can't see right now, but you will later.
Yeah, I
Um,
can't. Yeah, okay.
I had to make myself be a little vain. But all joking aside, so my question then would then become, with the work Rich did do. Now I know there were DMs that we talked about he only did 50% or not. He says he did 90% or who's that's hearsay, whatever. My question to you
Yeah.
is, do you think that the work he contributed, and this could segue into him talking to the voice actors and all that stuff, do you think the work that he contributed was valid in some of the claims that he had made in terms of him being screwed over and whatnot? How would you kind of respond to that
Again,
aspect?
that's a yes and no answer.
Okay.
Um, I do believe he contributed to the account. He did contribute to the account. I'm not going to deny
Hmm.
that he didn't make posters, that he didn't, he all those voice shout outs that he got, he paid for out of his own pocket. Now, after he left the account, the guy that actually kicked him out of the account offered to reimburse him for those. And as far as I'm aware, he did not accept reimbursement. But he did pay for those. He did make the videos.
Right.
We've because he says that I just want my credit. We've never denied that he didn't do that stuff. But
So
again, the counterclaim is when he got kicked, he was trying to claim I did 90% of the work. Yeah, it was all me, all me. And it's like, no, there were other people on this account doing stuff. You're not. He's not solely. He did not single-handedly carry this campaign. He was one of the mules pulling the cart, but he was not the only mule pulling the cart.
I think one of the funnier
That's
exchanges
a
between you and him with that whole situation was the oh yeah, because he mentioned how he would retweet pictures or whatever, and you're like, oh yeah, it's
yeah,
so hard to fucking retweet a fucking picture, and he was like, well, I
yeah.
had to go on the
Guess
rally for Sally thing,
guess
and
what
it's like,
I've been doing? Yeah, guess what I've been doing since I got added to the account.
retweeting pictures. Yeah, it's like that part I thought was I literally was reading that. I had to laugh out. Like my dog was sleeping, kind of like what he's doing right now. I don't know if you can hear him, but when I was reading that part, I was like, yeah, it's so fucking hard. Or I'm paraphrasing, of course. I'm not saying exactly what you said because I don't have it right in front of me. But it's like, oh yeah, it's
No, I
so
think that's
hard
exactly how I said it.
to retweet a picture. I literally went ha, and it woke my just like right now. It just woke my
Well,
dog
see,
up.
I also sent you some other screenshots. After he left Rally for Sally, I'm sorry, after he was kicked from Rally for Sally,
Right.
he joined this other group, the Freedom Fighters Forever group,
Hmm.
which he was also a part of for only a couple months.
Okay.
That you could see from the screenshots and stuff I sent you that
Hmm.
the A-list guy or girl, I don't know what gender they are. I
Whatever. Yeah.
pronounce it A-list. I don't know if it's A-list, A-list, whatever.
Hmm.
That they as extremist and biased as they were, because you saw the rule sheet I posted. You can't like this version of the character. You gotta do this. You gotta do that.
Yeah.
As I'm doing air quotes again,
Yeah.
as extreme as they were, they kicked Richard out of that group, and he proceeded to
That's
DM
crazy.
one of the members of that group, making the same complaints. I did 90% of the work. I carried this campaign. I was doing all the art. I was sharing all the posts. It was all me, me, me. So it's like it's literally the same thing. It's the same pattern of behavior. He joins the group, and due to his actions, due to his behavior, he gets kicked out of the group, and then he proceeds to just victimize. Everyone's so mean to me. Everyone's out to get me. Everyone else is so bad.
Why do you think that is? Is it something from previous groups? Because he's got. I mean, let's not pretend like we don't know. He's got that history with the green eye stuff from the
Yeah,
past. Do you think that plays a part in it as well? I mean, this is opinion, of course. No one knows for sure, but I mean, who could say? Like, what do you think that is the cause of that? Do you think that might his
I
past actions contribute to that, or is it like an
Okay,
ingrained thing?
normally, I've been trying to answer, these questions as best I can,
Of course.
but you have reached the point where I do not have an answer.
Oh,
I
fair
don't
enough.
know.
Fair
It's
enough.
it's just, and like you said, this is an ongoing pattern of behavior. See, anytime he gets caught out on something, he brings up his own past. Oh, people are just bringing up stuff I did 10 years ago. It's like, no, Rich, we're bringing up stuff you did 10 days ago. It just happens to be
It's a
the
good burn.
same kind of stuff you were doing 10 years ago. I didn't know him 10 years ago.
I was
I
gonna
didn't
ask that
know
actually.
about all these. Yeah, no, I only became aware of him like recently in the last year or two.
Wow, you're.
Actually, whenever the other YouTuber did the video on him,
Oh
because
wow.
like I said, me and this YouTuber were I told you we were kind of having a pissing match.
Y'all are
So
button
when I saw
heads.
the Rich Monk dude, so I got in touch with him. I reached out to him. I'm like, hey, I hear you're kind of a notorious person, but hey, I've got a reputation too. So,
Let's be buds.
maybe you're not as bad as they say. And
Mm-hmm.
now here I am, later going, no, you are as bad as they say.
Oh
You
wow.
have earned this reputation, buddy. But
Wow.
cause see, apparently, I mean, it goes all the way back. Like, apparently he used to be part of a Weezer forum, the old rock group or whatever.
Yep.
And like he was having the same arguments about, oh, everyone's just so mean to me, and people that don't like different music than me have bad taste, and why is everybody shitting on me? Why am I always the victim? It's the same pattern of behavior. No, I'm not I'm not calling him out on shit he did 10 years ago
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't know him 10 years ago. I didn't know him
Right.
5 years ago. But
Exactly. And that's my standpoint.
when I call him out on current stuff, his immediate response is to be like, "Oh my God, you're just bringing up the past." It's like, dude, I don't know your fucking past. I'm bringing up stuff
Yeah.
you did last week.
Right.
Um, I mean, another one of the lies. Another one of the lies. The notorious twit longer. I wish I had a link to it. He took it down. He deleted it. I'm sure somebody has it saved, but
Right. I heard it was pretty
that
bad.
that was basically that was basically the straw that broke the camel's back that got the other dude running the account to kick him out, because it was just more of the same. It was the Sonic fan base is so toxic, and everyone's just so, the SJWs are ruining the Sonic fandom, and I just wanted to create a safe space for non SJWs to relive the past.
What
And
doesn't that sound the
one of the
exact same
hang on
argument as
one of
SJWs though? Like that sounds like the exact same
yeah,
fucking argument. Like
it's the other side to the coin. That's what I said at the beginning of the video.
yeah.
These people, these extremists behave, and now that I've shown you this stuff and you're seeing more, and again, this is current stuff. This is stuff that's happened within the last few weeks or months. This is current behavior. They behave exactly in the manner that they say they're speaking out against, but they feel so justified that they're on the right side that it's okay for them to act like this because we're the good guys. You're the bad guy SJW who's trying to ruin everything. You're the evil internet troll who's trying to make people not
The
like me.
boogeyman.
It's like, yeah, the boogeyman.
I think you hit the nail on the head though.
So
Justification.
yeah, one of the
Justification.
one of the actual, and I'm going to call it this, one of the outright lies
Hmm.
that he actually told you during your recording. He brought up the art theft situation. See, that's another one of his he likes to go back on. You're still bringing up because apparently he was accused of the same thing years ago. He's a
Yep.
graphic designer. He does have a level of talent. I've seen some of the stuff he's done. He's a graphic designer. I'm not
Hmm.
I'm not going to say he's bad at what he does. He just goes about doing it all the wrong way. So one thing that he did was he used another artist's art without permission. I believe he even told you that. Like he said the art was his, or he used an artist's art in some of his graphic designs.
Right.
without permission. The artist found out about it because it's the internet. They always find out about it. The artist got
They always
upset
do.
about it.
Nothing goes away on the internet.
So what happened was when I got access to the Rally for Sally account, I started going back through a bunch of old DMs. I started going. I went to all the artists that I knew of that were involved in these art theft scandals. I personally apologized to all these people on behalf of the Rally for Sally account. You know, I'm like, hey, new management. I'm helping run things now. I'm reaching out to you. Sorry about what happened. And okay, so before all these allegations of the lie he told, let me get to that real quick.
Yeah, because that was a big thing. I even said in the video where I was like, as long as you don't lie to me, we're good.
He spins the story. He says, oh, people accused me that I didn't apologize to these artists. Well, I did apologize to them. That has never been the accusation. The artist in question, I contacted the artist myself, and she sent me a screenshot of the email that Rich sent to her. The quote, I'm doing air quotes again, the apology email. So I knew that he did apologize to her. In our DMs and mine and Rich's conversation, you know, he talked about that. Oh, people are saying I didn't apologize to her, and I did. And you can see where he sent me screenshots of it. So you can actually read the quote apology that he sent to her. I'm using air quotes again because just like I pointed out to him in his DMs, me, an outside third party, reading this apology. So here's what happened. Him, this self-proclaimed 20-year veteran graphic designer, used an artist's art without permission. I mean, you just don't do that. So when she found out, when she got upset at him, so he sent her this email, and the first half of the email was all about him. It was all about him. It's I graduated from this prestigious school, and I've worked for all these different people, and I'm just such a great artist. I'm 20 years veteran, and I remember reading that. Then he's like, I know I used your art, and I shouldn't have used your art. And if he had left it right there, he would have scored some points. But he followed it up. He victimized himself. I used your art because other people were being mean to me, and I felt bad, and I lied to try to convince people that I'm something that I'm not. So he victimized. He didn't apologize. He passed the buck. Now, that being said, he did contact the artist. He did send an apology. The claim that was made in his twitlonger, this is where he got caught. He claimed in his twitlonger, he said, I reached out to the artists, all the artists involved, and they were all very forgiving. Those were his exact words.
Now, let me ask you, did he say that in the video as well too, right? He said that in the video too, if I remember correctly. Okay.
When I contacted these artists, and I'll get you these screenshots too.
Yeah, for sure.
When I contacted this artist, and she, you know, when she said, yeah, he did send me an email, you know, he sent me, and she said that, she said, I just ignored it. She said, I don't want to deal with his bullshit. I don't feel like it's
I wouldn't either. Like,
you know, and I said that, I said, look, I said, he claims that you and the other artists in question forgave him. And she said, no. She said, he sent a shitty apology email, but I don't forgive him. That's what he gets accused of. We're like Rich.
Because like, if I was
they
in
were
the
very
same
forgiving. They say.
If I was in the same situation, I wouldn't have been. If I was, sorry, I didn't do a good job there. If I was in the same situation as the girl, you know, clearly I'm not. But like, if I was in the same situation, I would have fucking been like, no. Like, there's a certain thing that it took me a long time to learn because I used to have kind of a similar problem where it was like. Because you think in your head, oh, I'll tell all these people about all the good things I'm doing to try to make better. But that's the problem. You're trying to tell people this instead of doing it.
Yeah.
There's a difference between do and try. Doing it, then people will eventually see it. By telling people you're going to do it, talk is shit. You know, talk's cheap. Fucking, I could fucking say I'm going to learn to fly tomorrow, but am I actually going to do it? We'll only fucking know tomorrow, you know? So...
Jump off the roof and flap your arms, dude.
Yeah, take a chance. So, but I apologize. I didn't mean to cut you. I didn't want to get that in there.
Yeah, but but that was the claim. See, that's what he calls trolling. That's what he calls bullying. That's what
That's not trolling.
he's such a victim. Everyone's so mean to him because anytime he gets caught in a lie, because I mean, you saw the shit I do.
Yep.
I'm
I've seen it.
meticulous. I'm a well documented little motherfucker. I keep
I
up with
respect
stuff.
that.
And I will post a screenshot that shows 100% undeniable facts. This isn't me like spreading rumors or lies. This isn't me making false pedophilia accusations like some people do.
Right.
This is me saying, look, here's the proof. Here's what you said with your own words. Oh my God, stop bullying me. You're such a troll.
Yeah,
It's like
that's the
calling
thing.
me a troll
That's not
doesn't
that's
make
not
you any
trollish.
less of a liar.
Yeah, you could call
Yeah.
you a couple things. He could call you a dick for sure. He could call you a couple different things, but a
I mean, no,
troll,
dude,
no.
I've never denied that.
Yeah.
I'm an ass. I mean, you've seen some of the stuff I post.
Yeah,
I
some
get
of it's funny,
snarky
honestly.
as
I'm not
fuck.
gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I laughed my ass
yeah,
off.
if if I don't have any problem, if I see somebody doing or saying something stupid, I will be the first guy to make fun of it. But
Yeah.
if you apologize for what you did and are genuinely trying to make an effort to change,
Some
I will
humility.
also be the first guy backing. But see, this is not that situation. It's
No.
not like at all.
No, it does not
Um,
seem like it. No, and that's the thing.
as
Like,
a matter of fact,
I got willing to give him the
let me
benefit. Oh yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
no, you go ahead. I'm gonna search for a screenshot.
Oh yeah, for
I
sure.
said I was gonna send you an update
Yeah, for
to
sure.
something
Yeah, go ahead and
earlier.
do that.
So you go ahead and talk
Cool.
while I dig this up real quick.
No, for sure. My thought is when it comes to that, the trolling aspect, right? You know, I think that term gets thrown around a little loosely nowadays. Just looking at everything, the whole situation. Again, I mean, I haven't told Rich this. I'm gonna stay unbiased throughout the entire thing. Like he hasn't. I don't fucking get involved in fights with people until they cross me. When they cross me, then I kind of turn into like a little bit of like you. I'll put it out that way. I'm meticulous. I keep everything, and it's not because I ever plan on using it. I've just been screwed in the past, and that's not to play victim or any shit like that. I don't want to be.
I'm literally the same way.
Yeah, I don't want to be labeled as a victim. I want to
okay.
I want to learn from my mistakes so I don't make those
the
mistakes again.
The green raccoon guy.
Yep.
Yeah, the green raccoon guy that you mentioned earlier that sent me the invite. I joined his server.
Right.
I let him say what he had to say, and I screenshotted the whole conversation, and I told him I screenshotted the whole conversation. That's not so I can go post it on Twitter and be like, look at this pathetic little dweeb trying to convince me. No. It wasn't for anything like that.
Yep.
But now in the future, if he ever tries to say I said something I didn't say, I've got a fucking screenshot that proves otherwise.
Yep.
Don't fuck with off. I'm the motherfucking boogeyman.
I used to have a Michael Myers t-shirt. And I don't have any more though. I was gonna wear that for this video just because I was gonna bring it up, but I have no fucking idea where my Michael Myers t-shirt's at. So next time I guess we chat. If we ever do this again, of course.
Okay. So
you sent me a.
Oh hell, it hasn't sent yet.
Okay. Now is it on Discord or Twitter?
My images are sending. I'm trying to use. It's on Discord. It's on Discord.
Okay. You're cutting out a little bit there.
It's in the voice chat server right now. That's because I'm trying to send an image and my signal is like.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Actually, I tell you what. If I disconnect voice chat 30 seconds, let these images load, and then hop back on, would that mess you up?
No, I'll literally just leave this
running.
No, that's fine. I'll leave this running. I have to use the bathroom anyway. So I'll literally just do a long cut.
Okay.
I'll use the bathroom. We come back, reconvene in like 2 minutes.
Okay.
Cool. Okay. I'll see you in 2 minutes.
Okay, cool. back. You back?
Okay, yep. I literally just popped back as well too. So, oh,
Haha, perfect
perfect,
timing.
perfect timing. Let me see here. Okay, so we got these.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know if I'm gonna be
All
able
right, what I just
to.
sent you.
I might have to save.
Well,
Anyway,
yeah,
go
because it's
ahead. Go ahead and
Discord, it's
talk.
going to
Sorry
be all
about.
blurry.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and tell you what they are.
Okay.
Okay, so these screenshots are all from the same Discord server. Um, the first one I sent you was actually taken earlier this morning. The second one I sent you was from the other day. I want to say it was the day after um yours and Richard's video
Mm-hmm.
um where he talked about me, called me a troll, all that other stuff.
Right.
Um, so if you look at the second image and the smaller cropped one I've got at the bottom, he he was making posts. He called me by name. You know, it's even posted on the R4S Twitter. WTF AWF. I If you go to the bottom um post picture I sent you, I had the person in this server. I had my contact. I've got multiple friends in this server, and they send me shit all the time. Um, so I told him, I said, look, I said, go to the search bar, search just my name, see what comes up. So you
Mm-hmm.
have one screenshot where he mentioned me by name. And then just this morning, if you search for any posts containing my name, it's not there anymore. So if you look at
That's
that one
interesting.
big post, you know, you can see where Richard was part of that conversation.
Mm-hmm.
He talked about, oh, look at what AWF posted on the Rally for Sally account. You know, he's telling this other person who's a long time friend of his, oh, you should be running the Rally for Sally account. You should be in charge of it. AWF is going to get his karma. You know, everything's coming. Now, if you look at the top picture, it's the same conversation. It's the same conversation. But do you notice what's missing?
Wow. Okay, so it's real. Sorry,
When
my mic's acting all crazy. That's weird. Okay, so I can't see it perfectly. It's
when
still pretty blurry, but I can tell. You can
mhm.
see that certain icons on the side are gone. I've noticed that. It looks like. Huh.
Yeah,
So the
when Rich found out that I was going to be doing a video with you, he purged every post he made about me and the Rally for Sally account.
that's just scummy.
So so now so now
That's
and
pretty
again
scummy.
the
I
original
gotta be honest. That's
conversation
pretty scummy.
the
Um,
the original conversation was like just a day or two after your video came out. You know, whenever he was all like, "Oh, I'm done with the Sonic fandom. I'm done with all this drama. I'm done with
right.
all this behavior." Literally the next fucking day, he was talking shit about me. He was telling all these people all these bad things about me, the notorious evil troll that's just out to get him.
Why
He
do you
was
think that
telling
is?
all these people all this bad stuff about me. But then when he found out you were going to do a video with me and I was going to get to share my side of the
He
story,
changed his
he
tune.
went he went back and delete because this is how he acts. Yeah, this is his behavior.
Now, do you think it's
This
all
is
a? Because I've heard rhetoric come from that group, just from a few things that you've sent me, with my name mentioned in there and whatnot. Something about like a war or this war, just making it all fucking melodramatic. Do you think? And again, I'm
yes.
not putting words in your mouth or his mouth or anything. It's just my observation. In from your perspective, him coming on my channel to talk, do you think it was in a way to try to regain control of the Rally for Sally? That by coming on my
Yeah.
channel, it would be a way to force you out of your particular standing with that
Yeah.
organization.
I I I absolutely 100% believe that played a certain role into it. Again, going back to the pedophilia claim. The person I mentioned
Hmm.
that took that screenshot of
Yeah.
the comment I posted and was sending it to numerous people. Oh, the guy running the Rally for Sally campaign. He's a pedophile. Rich brought it up in this server. He actually specifically brought it up. He's like, "Oh, there seems to be some contention between the Rally for Sally people. Looks like," and he said it. He
That's
said,
so childish.
it
That's so
looks
fucking
like
childish.
he would have an opportunity. He, yeah. So that's exactly what they do. They
Oh, you're
I
breaking up
use
there,
this
buddy.
term a lot. They create self-fulfilling prophecy. Hang on, let me get out from behind this tree. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I got you. I'm gonna come out there and help you chop that fucking
Okay.
tree down too. You know, I'm just...
I'm literally walking in circles around this path in my backyard,
That's
and when
how
I
I
get by
do
this
too when I
one
talk.
tree, it goes out. So yeah. So so they do this thing. They create self-fulfilling prophecy. They say stuff like, like, oh, AWF is he's a bad person because of all the drama that's associated with him. But then they create the drama. It's like,
Right.
AWF's a bad person because people are always accusing him of stuff. But then they're the ones that accuse me of being a pedophile. They're the ones that start, that spread false rumors, that do all this stuff, So they start all this drama. They spread these rumors, like Rich. He's in this server, and he's saying stuff that's completely not true. There's absolutely no way in hell that he will ever regain access to the rally for television. That's just
You you
not
you broke up right
ever
there. Sorry
at
about
this
that, man.
point. That is a yeah. It's a. How about now?
Yep, you're good. Can you restate that again?
Hello.
I couldn't hear anything
Okay.
right there. Yeah.
Yeah. I said what I said was so he spreads this false narrative.
Yep.
He says stuff like how he's gonna get the account back, or he's telling this other person, oh, you're gonna run the account. You would make a great. He even said it. He even said it in the comments on your video. Go check your video with him. This person
Yeah, let me do
commented
that.
on the video, and he replied to him. Oh, you would be a great person to lead the Rally for Sally account. He actually commented that on the YouTube video. So he says all this stuff, and that's what they do. They sow the discord. They start the drama, and then they turn around and point fingers at me, and they go, "Well, look at all the drama surrounding you." And it's just like it's just you guys. It's literally no one else. It's just you fucking 6 or 7 people.
That are starting all this shit.
Because yeah,
Okay, I
that's
see what you're talking
one of
about.
the things.
The
Yeah,
J guy. It's under that
yeah.
comment. Yeah. Okay, I see what you're talking about.
Hmm.
I'm gonna
See,
screenshot
that's
this real quick.
the server. The server that these screenshots are coming from is that person's server. And apparently Rich and this person have been friends for like 20 years.
Yeah.
She even says that in the comment. He said it on the Discord. They're old friends. I actually joined this Discord server a long time ago. Like I said, I have mutual friends that were in this server. And when I started helping with Rally for Sally, they told me, hey, this person, they do a lot of art. They have some YouTube videos. They like Sally. They kind of have their own fan project going. So I joined the group. I believe I sent you screenshots of my DMs with this person.
It's
I heard,
possible. I'd have to
yeah,
hear the
I
name.
heard it's the same person. It's this Jay.
Oh, it's different. I
Um,
think so. I don't want to say for sure, but it sounds
yeah.
familiar. It definitely sounds
Um,
familiar.
so so what happened was a mutual friend of mine that knew that I was helping with the Rally for Sally campaign told me. They're like, hey, there's some people in the server and they're kind of talking bad about the Rally for Sally group. So I said, okay. So I joined it to see what was going on.
Hmm.
To again let people know, hey, we've changed, things are different now. So I did. I reached out to this person, the owner of the server, and I told her, I said, look, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I joined your group because I heard some people were talking shit about the Rally for Sally campaign. I'm part of the Rally for Sally campaign, so I felt obligated to see what's going on. And I told her, I said, look, I said there were some people that were being kind of hostile, but overall, y'all seem like a pretty decent group. Y'all are pretty chill.
Right.
I said I'm not a huge fan of the Saturday morning cartoon, the old
The
Saturday
old one.
morning
Yeah, yeah.
cartoon. I said, but I'm a Sonic fan in general. And this person told me, they're like, oh yeah, that's okay. You don't have to be a fan of the Saturday morning cartoon. You're cool, whatever. So I was in this server for several weeks. I talked, I posted images, I posted links to some of the Rally for Sally tweets or whatever.
Yeah.
Never got into any arguments, never broke any rules, never got into any trouble. Well, one day, Rich joined the server. I was actually on. You know how it says when somebody joins, a server or whatever, it popped
Yeah.
up. Hey, Rich Monk has,
Oh, it's a
brought
small
the pizza
world.
or whatever
Jesus.
Discord says.
Yeah.
So so I commented. I didn't say anything negative. I didn't bash him. I just said, "Oh, hey, Rich," just left it at that. Well, he immediately left the server, and I commented. I said, he must have seen that I was here and didn't want to be in a server with me, so he left.
Yeah.
Because
Keep it
somebody
simple.
commented, they were like, "Oh, that was quick. He left quick." And I said that. I said he probably saw that I was in this server and left.
Right.
Again, didn't talk shit about him. Didn't start any arguments. Didn't do anything. Well, the next day, I get on my phone. I get on Discord, and I notice I'm not in that server anymore. So I go and
What?
I look the link back up, and I try to join, and I'm banned from it. Come to find out, from some of these friends that I've got in the server, and I sent you these screenshots too. They sent me the messages over Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Rich rejoined the group with his new friend Alice and a couple other people, and he talked shit about me in this group and got me banned from the group, and then proceeded to spend like the entire day talking, more of the same. Oh, he's so
Just
bad.
talking shit.
He's not a true fan. He's not this. He's not that. Like, and the A-list person, again, since Rich is friends with the person that runs the server, he got them to add his buddies as new mods. So what happened was, and again, I sent you screenshots of this.
They basically just took control.
Somebody saw that Rich Monk was there, and they were immediately like, "Oh my God, who let him join? Don't you people know anything about him?"
Yeah, in all caps,
And
that one was kind of funny. I was like, whoa.
yeah.
That's not a normal response.
So the A-list person like sent this person, and he's a mod now. So they sent this guy a warning. They're like, "Oh, we're not going to start drama. You're not going to start, talk shit about people in this group or whatever." But yet Rich Monk sat there and talked all this shit about me, and no one batted an eye.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a double standard. Again, it's rules for thee, but not for me.
Mm-hmm.
He goes around telling everybody I'm just this horrible, mean, atrocious person. And again, you've seen the screenshots. You've seen how I talk about him, how I talk to him. Like I'm an ass, and I call him out on dumb shit. But I'm not out to get him or anything. But then he turns around and does exactly the stuff he's accusing me of doing.
Now, let me ask you this. I don't know if you've seen that old fucking podcast meme where it's like, let me ask you. Oh, before I ask the question, we are coming up on 2 hours. Did you want to keep going? Do you want to try to wrap this up? Because
we can go for a little while. My kids are inside. They're eating popcorn and watching some Disney movie. They're whatever.
Okay, sounds good. Just at any time, let me know. I don't mind wrapping this up if we need to. My question then with you would then become, do you think? Oh, I've got two questions actually. But the first one. Do you think that you have gone too hard on him? Or do you think maybe there's some criticism from your aspect, that maybe you have gone a little too hard on him? Or do you think that it's just been the right amount of criticism towards him?
Okay. Going back to what you were talking about.
Yeah, I don't know if that was clear. I kind of stumbled on that one.
That's a very good question. It's a very, no. It's a very insightful question, and one that I'm more than happy to answer. In the past, I used to be an ass. Like I said, I'm old school 4chan.
Yep, I feel you, man.
Threads. I miss old B. I have in the past doxed people before. I found people's phone numbers and like called their house and like talked to their mom, and they're like, "Hey, your kid's talking shit on the internet. Better tell him to stop because I know where he lives now." I've done that. Like 10 years ago in the past. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know.
But you were a kid though, too. You were younger. You were younger. I get that.
What? Not really. I'm like in my fucking 30s. I was like almost 30 back then. I wasn't a fucking kid.
So you were just a fucking asshole
then. I haven't been a kid in a long time. No. I was a fucking ass. Okay. Yep. Like I said, I know I'm going on a tangent, but I promise you,
I
I'm
brought us
leading
to this
up to
point.
answering your question.
Yeah.
So the way I got my original name,
Oh, you're cutting off again, buddy.
AWF. A lot of people ask me, what does it stand for? Oh, hang on, fuck that tree. How about now?
Yep, good to go.
Can you hear me now?
Yep, perfect, good.
Okay. So a lot of people ask me what AWF stands for, and the current joke now about my name AWF is you can't have awful without AWF. Everything awful starts with AWF. That's
funny.
That's the running joke now. And a lot of people ask me what does it stand for? And I've come up with some joke answers, but the way I originally got my name is going back to this Sonic thread. Whenever I first started writing, I told you about how I write the erotic story, and people on the Sonic thread were like, "Oh, we need more stories," and I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna write this story about a human character, fucking all the Sonic girls." And the immediate reply to me, somebody replied to me, and their reply was, "Get out of here, you autistic right fag." And I sat there for a second, and I said, "You know what?" I said, that's what I'm gonna go by. I said that's gonna be my internet pen name. That is gonna be my name. And I did for like 2 years. For 2 years, my Discord ID, my original Twitter ID was autistic right fag, and it was like a joke to me at the time, because it's like some person on 4chan, some 4chan troll called me that as an insult. But I kind of took it more as a badge of honor. I'm like, I'm autistic right fag. That's who I am.
Well, that's the best way to take trolls out. Just fucking embrace it and don't fucking let them get to you. Like.
But okay, so I've mellowed out a lot over the last last 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
What happened was when I joined the Sonic Legacy group, they scouted, they more or less scouted me out. Like okay, they have a character. Their mascot OC. They have an OC character called Tempest the Dolphin. And I saw her posted in the 4chan threads before, and I was still reading my way through the comic, and there are aquatic characters in the comic. There's dolphin characters in the comic. So I thought it was an official character at first. I was like, when does this character appear? She's kind of, hey, look at this dolphin girl. One of my internet nicknames is Dolphin Fucker. So
Dolphin Fucker.
That explains that. So I assumed.
Fair enough.
I assumed it was I mean, come on, dude. They're smart. They're sleek. They're smooth. What's not to like?
Hey, I'm not judging. That's not the first animal I would go fucking. But I'm not gonna judge you. But I can respect that. I can definitely respect that.
So anyways, so what happened was I got pointed to this group. Somebody was like, "Oh, that's not an official character. That's a character from this fan comic." And I looked them up. They had a Discord server, so I joined the server. Well, again, my Discord name at the time was like the full thing was Autistic Right Fan. So I joined the server, and I immediately get DM'd by somebody in the server. They're like, "Hey, this is a family friendly server. We don't do words here. It's got some bad words in your name. Can you change your username? We don't want the words autistic or fag. Those are kind of offensive words." And I'm like, "Well, yeah, okay, whatever, cool. I'll just change my name." So I shortened it to AWF. I'm like, "Okay, I'm AWF now. Just pronounce it off, whatever."
Okay.
And that was the point. That was the point where I started to like really rethink this doing air quotes again, troll lots. Because like I said, these people called me this name, and I ran with it as a joke. I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm the autistic right fan." But the more groups I joined and the more people I associated with, the more I started to see how that behavior wasn't really conductive to being a productive member of this community. I'm like, people don't want to be associated with a guy that calls himself autistic right fan. So I dropped that moniker. It's just off now. Yeah, I mean, it's like, so when I join a group now, I'm just off. Like I said, it's pronounced OFF. It's pronounced off. I don't run with that kind of behavior. I don't do that stuff anymore.
What's interesting though? I kind of respect the fact though that even despite that you have technically changed your name, you're not hiding from your past. You embrace that
Yeah, no,
you've fucked
but
up and
that
you've done shit like that in the past.
so that's what I'm leading up to. That's what I'm been meaning to lead up to with all this.
Okay.
When I criticize Rich, when
Uh-huh.
I look at this pattern of behavior, when I see his lies, and again, I'm not just starting shit. I'm not making stuff up about him. None of the stuff I've said about him is made up. I have shown you and everyone else like irrefutable evidence of this stuff. So I'm not just making up stories or lying about this guy on the internet just to be mean. It's like what you said. When I see somebody telling a lie, especially telling a lie about me, and I can prove them wrong, I prove them wrong.
Yep.
You know, now it's up to Rich to be the one to act on that. When you do something wrong, when you do something that people disapprove of, when you lie or steal or spread rumors about somebody and you get caught, the only person who can change your behavior is you.
Yeah.
When I criticize Rich or anyone else, because I've called a lot of other people out on a lot of stuff on the internet. But like I said, I always keep my receipts. When I call him out, it's not to be mean to him.
Mm-hmm.
It's not to make people dislike him because people already don't like him. They don't need
Mm-hmm.
me for that. They
Right.
don't need some like you said, some literal who that nobody's ever heard of before. I'm not going to change anybody's opinions about it. So when I see
I
him
believe
doing
you said
something
who though
and
in
I
that
call him out,
regard.
yeah,
Yeah,
it,
earlier,
it's
yeah, I believe you said
when I
who.
call
Yeah.
him out, yeah, when I call him out, it's it's literally to give him the opportunity
Mm-hmm.
to own up for it. He's the only person that can change, but
Right.
he's so busy blaming everyone else for his faults. He's so busy constantly being the victim that he's never gonna change. So do I think I'm being overly critical of him? No, I do not,
Okay.
because all I'm doing is pointing out to him this pattern of behavior that only he can change. And as somebody who has actually gone through the effort of changing myself, I know how hard it can be, but I also
I'm
know
shaking my
that
head
it's
yes.
possible.
Yep. I'm shaking
Yeah.
my head yes
So like
because I
like
have a similar story.
I
So.
I still catch flack all the time. I still okay, so right now I told you I'm going to be on the Bumblecast, which is the podcast with Ian Flynn
Yep.
and a good friend of his, Kyle. I speak to Kyle through DMs on a fairly regular basis. He's basically like the go-to. Nobody actually goes to Ian Flynn. You don't Discord, you don't DM Ian Flynn. So
Right.
if I
That's
have a
unprofessional.
question or if I
Yeah.
want to run something by him, I go to Kyle. I'm like, hey Kyle, can I ask this or would this be inappropriate? And Kyle, he's actually told me before, this person that is way more popular than me, who I respect his opinion. He's told me before, you're actually a pretty polarizing person in the Sonic community too. And I'm like, yeah, I know I am. I know I have a reputation. I know I've done some pretty dumb shit in the past.
Mm-hmm.
But the difference is I'm not blaming anyone else for that. I've done dumb shit. I've said dumb things. I have made some poor decisions. I have tried my best to learn from those decisions and not repeat them. That's the difference. Richard
I think that's the
Puda
key.
has he has displayed a continuous pattern of behavior over the course of however long he blames these people for accusing him of stuff. If you're still getting accused of the same stuff over and over and over and over again for 10 years, maybe you should stop doing it.
You
When
know.
he used that artist's art without permission,
Mm-hmm.
that was not the first time he'd done it. It was just the most recent time he'd done it.
You know. It's funny.
Nobody made him do that. The whole.
Right. Right. You know what's funny is this to circle back to one of the previous videos that I've made. I think it was the actual one on a Knothole resident that I did, the second video. I literally made the exact same argument that if if you're seeing the same pattern happening over and over again, then maybe it's fucking you. Maybe it's not everybody else. Maybe it's you. And it's hard to accept that, because I know I can only speak for myself. Personally, I've had to change certain habits and things like that before, and it's not easy. Kind of like you were saying, it's not easy to reform and acknowledge that, okay, maybe I fucked up a little bit. It's not easy to do that, but that's the only way you're going to change.
Shit posting is so fun.
Yeah.
But there just comes a point where you got to be like,
you got to go up.
you just got to quit.
Yeah. I know it's addicting. I get it.
Yeah, it's the same song and dance though. He joined Rally for Sally. He got kicked out. He whined and complained. Everyone's so mean to me. I did 90% of the work. Why is everybody being so mean to me? So then he joins this other group. He was part of this group for a few months. Then he gets kicked out. It's literally the same song and dance. Everyone's so mean to me. Why are y'all kicking me out? I did 90% of the work. He was part of another fan project. That me and the head admin of the Project Legacy account actually contacted the head of this other fan group, because we were made aware that Rich Monk was a part of this group. Again, they were keeping him secret. They were keeping it under, all hush hush. We don't, he's not a public figure. He's just in the background. But we contacted this person because our project, we decided that any other project that Richard Kuda was involved in, we weren't going to support anymore, because these fan projects, we all promote each other, we share posts. Right. We were like, hey, go check out this other comment. So we went to this admin and we told him, we said, look,
oh, you're cutting out.
We know
you're cutting out real bad.
It's part of the project. How about now?
Yep,
How about now?
There you go.
It's the wind, I swear. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yep, you good now.
So So me and the admin of Legacy go to the admin of this group, and we're like, look, we know Richard is involved in y'all's project because one of their other members actually contacted the admin of Legacy. This was before I even joined Legacy. He contacted the admin of Legacy, like, hey, I know this guy. He's kind of got a history, but can you help him get set up? Can you help us like set up? Or he wants to talk to you about joining this group. So we have, again, old DM receipts. We have proof that this guy was part of this group. So we're like, look, if he's part of y'all's group, we're not going to promote your group anymore. And the guy replied to us. He's like, yeah. He said he's part of the group, but we're actually in the process of removing him right now. He told us. He said, look. He said, give us 2 weeks. He said a lot of people in this group, don't like him. He causes trouble. He causes fights. He said we're trying to get everything straight. He said give us 2 weeks. He said don't blacklist us just yet. Give us about 2 weeks to get rid of him. So he gets kicked out of this group, and it's the same song and dance again. It's oh I got kicked out of another fan project. All the trolls are just out to get me, and it's like, if you're continuously getting kicked out of groups that are full of the extremists, if the extremists of the fan, huh?
Oh, cutting again. Yeah.
How about now?
Yep. There you go.
Okay.
You're better now.
If you get kicked out of a group of some of the most notorious extremist gatekeepers in a fandom, what does that tell you about yourself?
It's pretty bad. I will say, one of the things I'm not big on going to other groups to blacklist them. I know, like, technically it worked out in your guys' favor. I know for me personally, I'm gonna have to kind of disagree with that avenue. I understand why y'all would do it, but I don't necessarily agree with it. However,
we talked it over as staff, and we talked it over as staff, and the decision that we came to was the way we looked at it was that that if they ever came public, if anybody ever found out, which of course we found out, so other people would find out,
right.
If anybody ever found out that Rich was a part of this group and our group is promoting this group, then we
You would
were
just
worried
openly
about guilt by
disavow it.
association. Yeah, yeah.
Gotcha.
It wasn't so much us going to them and being like, you have to kick Richard out of your group, or we're gonna go around telling. It wasn't anything like that. We
Oh,
were
okay.
just telling them, look, we don't want to be associated with y'all if things go south.
Gotcha.
That's where that was coming from.
Gotcha. That makes sense. No, now that actually brings up an interesting question, though, because I do agree. Like, at what point in time do you stop and ask yourself, okay, maybe it's me because I'm getting kicked out of the most infamous group amongst this fandom that's already niche as it is. But that makes me so. We earlier had mentioned that this one Discord group, they wanted like 100 loyalists or whatever. This is starting to sound like fucking Game
Yeah.
of Thrones, but they've got 100 loyalists. Why don't they just start their own group? Like, if the whole goal is to get this character that you all like in the game anyway, this one game or in multiple games or whatever the case is.
Yeah.
Wouldn't the idea, I mean, to me, from an outsider's perspective, wouldn't it be better to have multiple groups? If they have 100 fucking people that are willing to die for this cause as it is, I mean, obviously I'm over exaggerating, but if they're already ready to do that, why don't they just start their own group? Why is it so important to take the reins back of Rally for Sally from you and whoever else is involved, Sonic Legacy, whatever the case is? Why is it so important there rather than just starting their own thing? What makes you guys so important that they have to do that?
Let me distinguish two things anymore. Just I don't want there to be any misunderstandings. I don't want anybody to take something you said out of context. One, Legacy isn't associated with Rally for Sally. Now I work on Legacy.
Sorry about that.
I work on
was
Rally
my
for
bad.
Sally.
I fucked that up.
I don't want anybody to hear that and be like, oh, Off's trying to make Rally for
Right.
Sally and Legacy.
Right.
I mean, you see how these people are.
No, I agree. No, let me just make clear that was my bad. I apologize for that. I fucked up.
Yeah,
there,
that's
so
what I'm saying. I'm just explaining.
Yeah.
And
do it.
the other thing, the other thing is this group, the guy that was trying to get the 100 people together, that was trying to amass this fandom army. As far as I'm aware, Rich was never associated with it. So again, I don't want anybody taking that out of context and trying to be like, oh, see, AWF did lie about this one thing. I want to be perfectly
so that's
clear.
my bad too. That's just something I didn't understand. So I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, that was a completely different guy, completely different group. But the point does still stand. If you can get that many people together to do something, why not do something positive? Instead of being like, oh, let's go shut down these people we don't like. No, why don't you just start your own group and hang out with the people you do like? You know what I mean? That's many people have said that from the beginning. Like I've been told by a lot of the close friends of Rich Monk and the other guy that got kicked out of the group. Because they associate with a lot of the same people. It's very small circles. Like I said, it all boils down to like the same 5 to 10 people, but they're so loud and they convince themselves that they're so right that they think they're this just mighty awesome, the majority of the fan base. And it's like this little bitty group of people over here in the corner that are just yelling really loud.
Throwing
it's like,
shit at people.
So yeah. So, they've all told me that. They're like, oh, you need to give the account back to Rich, or you need to give the account back to the other guy. It's like, look, if there's so many of y'all and y'all can do this so much better, why don't you just start your own? Now to Rich's credit, I will say this, in the server that he's in, they actually recently did start their own group. Theirs is I think it's a Facebook group. It's like called of course everybody has have the number 4 in it. It's called like Sally Forever, or like the Season of Sally. I can't remember exactly the name of it or whatever. So they actually are starting their own group. And I will say this, I wish them the best of luck, because like you said, all it is one more place for Sally fans to come together and show Sega that we mean business. I'm not going to look at it as a rival group. I'm not going to look at it as, oh, we at Rally for Sally, we're so much better than them, we're going to take them down. I'm going to look at it as, hey, if people don't want to join Rally for Sally, maybe they'll join this other group, and we can just have 2 groups full of people showing
Yeah, it's
the
a win-win
support, you know.
situation.
So I'm not knocking it. If they want to start a Facebook group, if they want to start their own a new hashtag, their own group, hey, go for it. Leave me alone and do your thing. You
You
know,
do
hell,
you.
maybe
Yeah.
this will distract them. Yeah. So I'm all for it. I think it's a fantastic idea. You know,
Okay.
like I said, I don't like the dude. I think he's scummy. I think he's a liar. I think he's a piece of crap. But I wish him the best of luck.
Hey, fair enough.
You know?
I can respect that. I can definitely respect that. Okay. Okay. Well, I pretty much, as far as I could tell, I don't think I have any other additional questions off the top of my head that I could think of. Was there anything else you wanted to cover, whether it came to this the Sally drama, your own personal projects you got going on, anything along those lines? Feel free to jump in and.
Okay. Well, we've mentioned a little bit of the stuff I do. I will plug
Yeah, no, definitely plug
some of the
away
stuff I
for
do.
sure.
So okay.
Yeah.
So the Sonic Legacy group, like I said, you know, you're a casual fan. You ought to ask. You said it's your brother who's the bigger Sonic fan who
Yeah,
knows about this kind of stuff.
I got two younger brothers that are really big into Sonic.
You should hit them up and
Okay.
ask them about it just to see if they know anything about it. You know, ask them if they've ever heard of Sonic Legacy. And if you know if they do, you can be like, hey, I just did a video with one of their writers.
Oh, right on.
I have written for the comic.
Okay.
They made me an admin for a little while. Again, like I said, I forgot to give the whole story earlier. I joined the Legacy group. Basically, and I'm full disclosure, I'm being perfectly honest. Basically, because I was horny for the OC. You know, I saw the OC. You know, it's like, hey,
The dolphin.
you know,
That's right, dolphin fucker.
it's just another. It's just another female Sonic character. Yeah, Sonic character to me.
Yeah.
So I
Right
literally
on.
joined this group just because I wanted to know more about this OC.
Oh,
Well,
right on.
once I got to be part of the group, and I got to see how serious they actually were about this comic. Man, they've got a staff of like 30 something people. You know, they've got pencilers and writers and inkers and colorists and just you know like a whole freaking comic crew. You know, and they're like really gung ho about this.
And they're just
so
passionate Sonic
the longer
fans.
I was, yeah, the longer
That's
I was
cool.
there, I was like, yeah, this is cool. See, the Legacy comic is basically like a complete retelling. It's mostly built on like the game lore. So it starts
Okay.
all the way at Sonic 1. Sonic meets Eggman for the first time. He's capturing animals and he's doing bad things. And Sonic finds out about the Chaos Emeralds. So it's basically taking the most basic plot from the games and turning it into a more like actual cohesive story. That they've added too. They have their own OC characters that they add. There's going to be some completely original villain characters are going to appear. You know,
Oh, cool.
they're using some
How
characters from like
long?
the Archie comics. So
How long has
you
this
know,
comic been
they've
running?
created. Do what?
Sorry about that. How long has this comic been running?
I
Oh, I'm losing you there.
I think
Cutting out.
maybe 3 years, two or 3 years. I want to say
Oh.
2, but maybe 3. It's actually an offshoot of Sonic Paradox, which is more of a YouTube, like a satirical group. They make funny flash videos basically. They do
Oh,
a
right
lot
on.
of like adult humor, like short, like Newgrounds clips. I know you're familiar with Newgrounds.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was actually about to make that.
Like so, yeah. So
That
so that's
That word,
what
whatever
they
that
do.
word
If
is,
you
yeah.
if you look Sonic if you look Sonic Paradox up on YouTube, you'll find a series of videos, you know, and it's like the animation could be completely different. Like it could just be just shitty basic flash animation on one video, and the next one could look like a fully animated, you know, like Disney movie or something like that.
oh, okay.
So the guy who is running, who's the head admin of Legacy now, his username is Celeste. So he was a part of Paradox, and he had this idea for a fan comic. And they're like, yeah, okay, start a group, you know, see if some people want to help out. So he started this group, and a couple of the artists joined or whatever. And all these years later, like they've got their own YouTube channel. They've got, I think, either 7 or 8 issues are out now, and these are full length issues. They're like 24 to 28 pages long,
Oh fuck.
fully
Yeah, okay.
colored. It's like a full comic. They've
That's cool.
actually dubbed they've actually dubbed, I think, the first two issues on YouTube. They've
Huh.
got fan like voice actors. They'll dub the comics. You know how you do like a comic reading on YouTube
Yeah.
or whatever.
Oh, that's cool.
So I
Okay.
know for sure that they have one. I think they released the second one. So there's like two issues are dubbed on YouTube. On the website, I sent you a link to the website. They actually have the comic posted on the website in like multiple languages.
Did you send that on
So it's
Discord
not
or on
it.
Twitter?
I think I sent the link to you on Twitter because you were
Okay.
like, hey, if you got any links you want to share with me to put in to plug.
Yep, I did
Um,
because I asked that
if
last
if
night, I
not,
believe.
I can send it to you.
No, I think
Yeah.
you did. Let
Yeah.
me let me just
Just think.
verify I still have that real quick. Yeah, because I asked you that last night. Let me just verify real quick.
Yeah.
Yep, I got it. Okay, perfect. And then I'll make sure that that
Okay.
goes in the
So yeah,
link below for anyone
like
that's watching this.
yeah. So they're it's a big you know, it's been going on for a year,
Oh,
yeah, like a
sorry,
year.
you're
It's been
cutting out
going on for
again,
a
man.
couple years now. It's just full of like no, hang on, let me sit down. How about now?
Yep, perfect.
How about now?
Yep, perfect. There you go.
Okay. So I was in this group for a while,
Hmm.
and one day I actually got a DM from the Celeste guy, the guy running the group, and we were talking because I had actually asked. See, that's another thing about me. I ask permission for a lot of shit. So
It's the
I'm
right thing to
writing
do.
this erotic story. This yeah. So you know, there's a lot of fan characters in the Sonic community. There's a lot of like fan created characters or whatever. So if I come across a fan character that's like, hey, well, look at this, you know, if I run across a character that I'm inclined to use in one of my erotic stories,
Hmm.
I will reach out to the artist. You know, and I'm completely upfront about it. I'm like, look, I'm writing this story. It's an erotic story. Your character's hot. Would you mind if I wrote about your character getting banged? You know, is it all they could do
Right.
is say no? I
Yeah,
mean, you know,
that's true.
I'm always upfront. So
And that's
so
something I actually
I had,
respect.
and you know what? More more people say yes than no. I've only been told no three or four times.
Yeah.
Out of all the people I've ever asked, I've only been told no a couple of times.
That's something I
So
had to learn
I
later in
messaged
life is
him
that
and
you
I
just
reached
have
out
to
to him and I'm
ask.
like,
Yeah, you just have to
yeah,
ask because you never know.
um,
You'll never know unless you fucking ask. You know?
yeah. So I had reached out to this dude and you know I told him I said, look, I saw this character posted on 4chan, you know, and that's why I joined the group or whatever. And I told him, I'm like, look, I'm writing this long ongoing erotic fiction. I said this character really caught my attention. You know, would you guys mind me writing not safe for work material regarding your character? Because again, you know, it's a family friendly comic. You know, it's a Sonic comic like the official comics. It's
Right.
for kids. You know, there's no gratuitous violence or over sexualized characters or anything like that.
Hmm.
You know, so I didn't want, you know, I wanted their permission before I went in doing anything with his character or whatever. And he replied, he's like, yeah. He said, several of our artists have drawn porn of her. He's like, you know, we got people that draw porn and write porn and whatever. And I'm like, really? So he sends me
Light
like
bulb.
not safe for work art of this character drawn
Oh
by some
shit.
of the people working on the comic. He's like, yeah, we don't mind if, you know, you know, you can't post anything not safe for work in the server. You know, the server has rules. The server has underage kids in it. But he's like, yeah, you know, we're grown. Most of us are grown ups. And from there, I ended up sending him a link to the story. He's like, well, let me see what you're writing. So I send him a link to the story. So he ends up messaging me back. He's like, wow, you know, I wasn't expecting this. I was just, you know, expecting a run of the mill, you know, erotic fat fiction or whatever. Um, he liked it so much that he started pressuring me into auditioning for the comic. He's like, why don't you audition, you know, to be a writer on the comic? I'm like, look, dude, do you know who I am? Because, you know, this was still while I was pretty infamous on 4chan. This was still while I was going by the offensive, you know, moniker and thing. I'm like, look, dude, I
Yep.
said, I'm like, people don't like me. I'm this guy from 4chan who writes erotic fiction about Sonic characters. Y'all don't want me working on your comic. Do you know how that's going to make y'all look? He's like, oh, we don't care. Fuck it. You're right. Good. Audition for the comic. So I
Yep.
did. I did. I spent like a half of an evening writing this audition script. It was in comic format, and I submitted it, and like as soon as I submitted it, like 10 minutes later, he DMs me and he's like, okay, you got the role. And that's when he told me, he's like, we'd already talked it over. We've already, we had already decided we wanted you on the team. You just had to audition,
Just the
to
formality
like
of it.
go through the motions or whatever. And I'm like, WTF, guys. So that was whenever I became part of their group. And like I said, that's when I really started mellowing out. That's whenever I started not just seeing myself as this random shit poster on the internet, but I started seeing myself as part of a community, as part of a
Gotcha.
group.
That
And
makes sense.
that's when I started thinking my actions affect more than just me. My actions are going to make these people look bad by extension. And I really had to sit back and decide. I'm like, I can either be part of this group of people who appreciate me, of people, who I consider like my close friends. It's like, or I can just keep shit posting. I reached a point where I had to make a decision,
You
and
had an
I
impasse.
really, yeah, yeah. So I've really mellowed out since then. So as far as the comic itself goes, you know, brilliant a team of people, super super talented. There are several just extremely just hardworking, amazing writers and artists that work on this project. Like, some of the issues, see, as part of staff, I've seen some of the stuff that's not out yet. I
Hmm.
am, like, right now, I think they're up to issue 7, either 6 or 7. Again, I'm not 100% sure. um but the art on issue 8 and issue, I want to say, I think 10, maybe 11, 10 and 11, it's the same artist. um Looks so good. Like, it's
Yeah.
a fan comic, and these people are working on the comic like for free. Nobody's getting paid to do this. It's all volunteer work. It's all just fans coming together creating this thing. And dude, the art on these comics, just, it looks like something you would pick up off the shelf. It's just, you would not expect this level of just quality from a fan comic. But the people that are working on this, some of the artists, some of the colorists are just so wow. And just that I get to be a part of this group, it's just like, holy shit, man. I never thought, in the Sonic community of all things, it's Sonic again. You think of Sonic, you think of Chris Chan, you think of,
Yeah.
gotta go fast.
You think Chris
I
Chan, you
never
think of
thought that
Green
I
Eyes.
would be, yeah, that I would be part of this just group of just amazing, talented people that are
That's
just
heartwarming as
creating
fuck.
something so, yeah, so
I can't
big.
even lie to you, man. I gotta
Um,
cut you off there, like, for a second. That's heartwarming as fuck. Like, I think it's cool that you guys are able to separate, the kids from the adult stuff, but you can still acknowledge that you're fucking adults. But at the same time, that's not stopping you from using your passion to create something that's. I mean, I get it. I haven't seen it, so I can't be the judge, of course. But well, okay, I lie. I looked a little bit at the website last night. I'm not gonna completely lie about that. But I think it's cool that you guys are using that passion to do something positive and create something that, for lack of better words, should be. Again, I've seen a little bit of it. That it should be. I mean, it's kind of astounding that it's not from Sega itself. I'll be real with you, if I'm going to be completely honest.
yeah, I
So
mean,
I'm not trying
it's
to
I'm
blow
not.
you up or anything like that. Like I'm just
Yeah, no,
being
no, no,
real.
no.
So
I got a squirrel barking at me. I'm in the country
yeah.
here. Anyway,
Oh, for no worries, man. But it's
maybe
just it
maybe it's a
is.
chipmunk.
Yeah, it's a fucking shit.
Yeah.
Told you, man. It's a conspiracy. They're trying to destroy our mics. I've literally had to hold the mic gain button on my PC this entire time because I don't know if you can
Oh
hear it. Like,
Lord.
it'll randomly jump up and down. It's been crazy. So
I have heard that. I thought you were just like moving maybe closer or farther away from the mic, but it's
no,
it's no big thing.
no, I definitely move around a lot, and I have moved around. You'll see it when you watch the video. But like, I've had to like catch the mic gain because I have one of those fucking Yetis, but it's not the one that you can control the mic in front of you. You have to do it through the
Mm.
PC. So it's just been. I don't know what the fuck's going on with it. So, but didn't mean to cut you. I just had to interject and say that's pretty fucking heartwarming. I did
Oh, there we
have,
go. So
I
so yeah.
yeah,
Anyways, to anybody watching this video,
hmm
go check out Sonic Legacy.
I'll have that
You know,
linked
you
below.
we're,
So you can check
yeah,
out.
we're not.
So
we're not gatekeeping. That's another point that I can make fun of people. We don't gatekeep. The Sonic Legacy Discord has a specific channel for every official Sonic comic. There's an Archie
That's
Sonic
awesome.
channel, which is specifically for talking about, the Archie Sonic comics. We've actually posted the comics in order. For a while there, I would post the Archie comics page by page, because there's a lot of people that haven't read the Archie comics. There's a lot of
It's true.
younger people in the fandom, or people like yourself who never were into the comics. So we did like some storytelling. I would post them. As a matter of fact, on the Sonic Legacy YouTube channel, me and the admin Celeste and several other members of staff would go issue by issue reading DC Comics on this YouTube channel. I think we got like
Oh, you're
20
cutting out,
something
buddy.
issues into it. We haven't really one in a while.
You're cutting out a little bit.
Which is from Fleetway. Oh, my bad.
No, you're good. Just wanted to catch you before you got too far ahead. Yeah, you were cutting out a little bit right there. I'm also pulling up as we're talking. I don't know if you can hear the typing, but I'm pulling up the Sonic Legacy YouTube so I can make sure that, because my plan is after this is finished, like I said, I'm gonna pop into the editing so I can put your picture up and everything, and then I'm literally gonna post it tonight. So I'm gonna have all this stuff linked in the description below, and so anybody watching this,
if you need any more images from my end, I know I just sent you the one picture, and I can't wait for everybody to see it, because I know what it looks like. You know what it looks like. All of the viewers watching now know what it looks like, but as of right now, it's not up. But if you want me to send you any more, just so you can make like a collage, the YouTube banner or whatever you call that image, I can send you a few more images if you want.
Yeah, if you don't mind,
just to flesh it out a little bit.
Yeah, if you don't mind, I want to do something where, because I'm sure you've seen the thumbnail with Rich's video and everything. How I've got the little the chipmunk on the bottom left.
Got his little character in the commercial. Yeah, his self insert.
Yeah, if you can do
and
that.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I have a lot more art of the Anon character, which I'm still claiming to this day he is not my self insert. My Anon OC is not my self insert. He's a dork. He's a dumbass. He's not my self insert. He's my original character. And I just want to make sure everybody on the internet knows this. He's not my self insert. I'm a fucking Chad. I do not self-insert as this Anon character. Okay, I'm just.
Hey, I can respect that, man.
That's the thing.
Well, you got to distinguish it.
He's my character, and I write the stories. Everybody's, yeah.
You have to distinguish, because how many people have reached out to me, and just again leading up to this interview, it's been 2 days since we first talked to each other, and how many people I've seen DMs like, "Oh, this is you, fucking adult, whatever, whisper or whatever." It's like, no, it's not.
I can only imagine. Now that I've brought Sonic Legacy up, now that I've brought my part in Sonic Legacy, let me jump back. Let's get in the way back machine real quick and go back a whole hour and a half to when we were talking about the pedophilia claim.
Yep.
Okay, in the Sonic Legacy comic, okay, the Tempest the Dolphin character, who is at this point, and that's another story I could tell. Man, I don't want to be here for 4 hours. I could be here for 4 hours. If you ever want to hit me up again and just have another video of me just talking bullshit, like I said earlier, I love talking, especially about myself, because I'm just so fucking cool.
No, it's cool. And like I said, I give everyone. I haven't done that many interviews, or I don't really call these interviews. I just call them chats. I just kind of let bring people on, because I'm gonna definitely make this more of a regular segment. But I'll definitely bring you back on. I know when it comes to Sonic stuff. Yeah. I definitely need a palate cleanser after this. I've done like 5 fucking videos worth of this shit. And
yeah. You said I saw where you said you were done. This is the last Sonic video. So I was kind of worried when I reached out to you that you would be like, "No, dude, I'm done with Sonic." So I really do appreciate you listening to just one more crazy eccentric Sonic fan.
No, it's cool. And honestly, I appreciate. And to me, it was touching that you would even fucking because I'm fucking nobody. I'm just some asshole that makes random fucking videos on YouTube about shit that I find interesting.
Those are the best people on the internet. I don't want to talk to some YouTuber that's got 50,000 followers who already has a pre-established fan base with that's that's already come to conclusions. I don't need that. I want to talk to a person who genuinely wants my opinion. Who's like, okay,
exactly.
Who are you? What do you do?
Exactly.
So this is cool. And
exactly.
I mean, hey, if you ever wanted,
if
you ever needed somebody just to. yeah. If you needed somebody just to shoot the shit about like anything else, like you said, you said you're pretty much like a gamer. You're into stuff. You know, I
Mhm.
heard in your video you were talking about being a big Final Fantasy fan
Oh,
up
fuck
until
yeah.
13. Why
Yeah.
did 13 happen? I've
Yeah.
actually got the Final Fantasy 7 remake on the PS4 right now. Oh
Ooh.
my God.
Ooh, have
So
you
like
beaten it?
if you ever wanted to do a video on like video games or like a certain genre or like anything like that, dude, hit me up.
I
We can
will
just talk
definitely.
bullshit
No.
about whatever,
Yeah,
man.
no,
Um,
you're definitely on the short
I'm
list.
I'm
I like chatting with you. I mean, I won't call us friends or
well, that's
anything,
cool
of
because I used to
course.
be on
This
the
is the
short
first time.
bus. Oh no,
Yeah.
not yet.
But I definitely like chatting with you. Again, it's kind of like what you said
No,
earlier
no.
with
See,
that.
see. We did a YouTube video together. So now I got to go tell everybody we're
Yeah,
best friends.
that's you got exactly what I was alluding to. Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah,
For me, it takes at least 2 YouTube videos to be friends. No,
yeah.
but no,
You know, one,
definitely.
one, one,
I
one
would
YouTube
love to.
video, then buy me dinner. We can
Yeah,
just go from there.
yeah, right, exactly. No, honestly, I would love to have you on another video. When it comes to the
Cool.
Sonic stuff, I'm definitely gonna take a break from it. I was gonna make the joke that the only way I'll do another fucking Sonic video after this for at least a couple of months, like, I mean, in a couple of months, I would think, I might revisit some sort of Sonic topic, but the only way I would do a fucking Sonic follow-up video to the Rich stuff, the green eyes, all that stuff, is if I got you and Rich on the same video, and I would call it the fucking Sonic cage match. And like it would just be like that's the only way. Again, I'm not gonna promise I'm not gonna do another video because I've done that 5 times now. So, uh,
I Yeah,
like
I
if
would if if that happened, I would be all for it. I would definitely
okay,
do that, and I would be respectful. I'm still gonna make jokes because that's
oh, of
what I
course,
do. But I
of
would be
course.
totally respectful. But it's funny you say that because when the Rally for Sally stuff first started happening,
Hmm.
somebody did the Me Boxer, like it was a
Oh
Wii
yeah,
game where it was the Me Boxers or whatever,
yeah.
and it would be the two characters with the verses in between the screen. Somebody made a meme image that was Rich's OC on one side, his
Oh my
chipmunk
god.
OC wearing the diaper with boxing gloves.
Oh my
And
god.
that's what it said at the bottom. It was like it was at the bottom. It said something like Diaper Man or
Oh
something like
my
that.
god.
And then
That's
on the
funny.
other side, it was my OC, the bald character, and he was wearing like a green shirt. And on the
Yep.
bottom of it, it said like versus Dolphin Fucker. And it was like, yeah, that's what they're like. This is all I can think of. And I'm like, why would you post something like that? Why would you do
Oh
something like
god,
that?
that's hilarious. That's
I mean,
fucked. That's hilarious.
it was funny. It was funny as hell. I mean, it was hilarious,
Yep.
but at the same time, it's like, really,
It's a little
you put
immature. Yeah.
effort into creating this. Um.
Oh
So yeah.
my
Anyways, I
god.
got I got super duper 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 distracted there.
No, it's
I was
cool.
talking about underage characters again.
Yeah.
So I'm writer and an admin over at the Sonic Legacy Group or whatever. So
Hmm.
so in this comic, this character that I hardcore ship with my OC, this Tempest the Dolphin,
Yeah.
in the comic she is 14, 15 years old.
Okay.
So she is a minor. She is underage. But again, going back to what I said earlier, the events of my story actually take place 10 years after any pre-existing canon. So so
Hmm.
so in the timeline of my story or whatever, the character would be like in her 20s. She would be about 24, 25 years old or whatever.
Yeah.
I never, since my OC is an Anon, and Anons are just Anons. I never in the story like say his specific age. I describe him as appearing to be in his 20s. That's
Okay.
it. Never give an exact age. Whenever I describe him like a character, he's average height, he's average weight, he's just average. He's just Anon. He's an Anon. He's
He's
whatever.
the average
Um,
Joe.
but so these people will send you these images, of, oh, this is his OC fucking this Sonic character, and this Sonic character's underage. I've actually got art of my OC and this OC like as adults with their kid, because that's another thing. It's already my headcanon that farther down the line in the future that they actually have an OC child together. So
Hmm.
I've got art of them, as adults with a child. So it's like when people are like, "Oh my God, that's a child character." It's like, well, this child character got married and had a kid that's her own fucking age. Then how does that work? It's not. But but like you said, these people they make these claims. See
All out of
this
context.
character's in on the on the Sonic Legacy website on their wiki. It says right there she's 14. It's like, yes, but that's during the events of the comic.
Mm-hmm.
After the events of the comic, she's not that age.
Yep.
You know.
And it's
so
like I said,
it's just crazy like that.
Yeah, and it's like I know I agree with you, and I actually do agree with you. I will still say, to me, that's a little bit too much of a gray area for me personally, but I actually understand the logic that you're bringing to the table there, and especially if this dolphin, Tempest dolphin, I think I've seen a picture of her when I was looking at the Sonic Legacy website. This fucking mic, I swear, I gotta get a new mic. But I can, it's not even it's not even a real character anywhere. It's like it is a real character. It's what I mean is like, it's not canon to like the Sega.
It's not an official Sonic character. Yeah.
So I don't know how they can whine.
It's an OC. We could have. Yeah. We could have said the character's 52 years old. We could have said the character's sick.
Yep. So, yeah, I can kind of see what you're saying. Now, okay. Now, the only question I have with that, then, is some of the images that I have gotten from people, do you want to say anything to them particularly that, like... Well, I mean, it's not necessarily for, my sake, because, I was going to talk to you regardless. I didn't give a shit when anybody else told me. That's the way I've always tried to live my life.
Yeah. I dropped my phone and actually disconnected for like 30 seconds. I have no idea what you just said.
For sure, no worries. No, I was...
Sorry.
No, you're totally good. My question is... it's that fucking squirrel, man. Trying to get you, bro. My question is, for all the people... Because, again, I didn't really give a shit when people were coming at me. Again, it wasn't that many. I'm making it sound like it was like a whole fucking legion of people. It wasn't. It was a couple of people.
Oh, I can only imagine what the comments on this video are going to look like.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Have you ever played the old Game Boy Advance Fire Emblem games?
The only one I ever played was.
Please tell me you played that.
The only one I played was the first one that came out with Lynn. I'm not a huge Fire Emblem person when it comes to.
Good. Yes, Lynn.
Okay, yeah, okay. I played that one. Yeah.
You might get this reference then.
Mm-hmm. I'm not a super huge Fire Emblem guy.
Game Boy Advance Fire Emblem game.
Mm-hmm.
I know, but you might get this reference. In one of the earlier levels, you get this one dude on your team, General Wallace, big strong knight.
Yeah.
And he's basically the tutorial that teaches you how to promote units use the items to promote units into the stronger units. Yeah. And I fucking love his quote, and I always use his quote in situations like this. When you promote him from a knight to a general, his little dialogue is, "And now a giant stands among you. Come and break your weapons against me."
Oh, I do remember that.
When I look at situations like this, when I look at situations like this, that's my favorite line to use. It's like when you post this video, I know what kind of responses you're going to get, and all I can say to these people, come on, come break your weapons against me.
Do it.
Bring it on.
Fucking do it.
Because like I showed you, I have receipts. I have proof.
Yep.
I'm not scared.
And for me personally,
what can they do to me?
Yeah, exactly. And for me, I've been called way worse in my fucking life. I'm not worried at all. Again, if these people, I'm not calling him out, because again, I like Rich. I don't have an issue with him personally. He hasn't wronged me yet.
He's a very personable person. He is very charismatic. Like when you first get to know, like I said, I've talked to him. I've had conversations with him before. I've talked to stuff about him before. He's a very personable person. He's just got some very shit habits.
Yeah.
I mean, that was not even intended as a pun. If anybody thinks that was a diaper joke, that was not. I just realized it as soon as I said it. That was not meant to be a diaper reference. That's one thing I'd like to point out real quick. Mm-hmm. When I talk this whole time, when I've been talking about Rich, I only talk about behavior. I've never tried to villainize his fetish. Like, okay, he's into adult baby diaper stuff. Yep. I think that's weird. That's not anything I'd be into.
Yep.
But I also jack off to porn of Sonic characters. There are people that look at that. They're like, he jacks off to Sonic characters. So I'm not going to judge him. I want to make that clear. I don't judge Rich by his fetish.
Yep.
I think his fetishes are weird.
Yep.
But I mean, he's not making me wear a diaper, so what the fuck do I care?
And you know what's funny? I was literally
When
gonna
I
say
say
the same thing. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I was literally gonna say we've gone almost 3 hours, and not once did we bring it up. That was actually something that
yeah,
I did not like from the previous video. That, and I don't know if I mentioned it to him, but if I didn't, I meant to. So I'm saying it now, obviously. But he did mention towards the ending of the video that I wanted to talk about the adult baby diaper stuff, and I stated, I'm like, no, I never did. I never brought that up because I don't think it's a big deal. You like what you like. Don't
no,
try to tell
but
people
that
that's what they said. It's
yeah,
like, no.
that goes back in that pattern of behavior, that self-victimization.
Yep.
You even y'all talked on y'all touched on that or whatever. You talked about, oh, these pictures got leaked. These trolls were sharing all this information. He puts it out there. He puts it in people's faces. And then when they're like, dude, I don't care. You wear
Like, I don't
diapers?
give a
Oh, that's
shit.
gross. That's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then he's like, oh my God, why are people persecuting me for my fetishes? It's
Well,
like,
yeah, that's why
because
right
you're
off the
making
bat.
them
Oh,
public.
yeah, exactly. That's why right off the bat I told him, like, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
bisexual. I'm open about it. I don't give a shit. Like, you can fucking hate me. I don't fucking care. I've been called
See,
way
I
worse.
see, okay, again, I've been called a homophobe. I've been called racist. I've been called all this fun stuff. Okay, I'm not gay. I'm straight. I am
Yeah,
I am
that's fine.
straighter than a two-dimensional line. I
No,
I love I love women.
no, that's cool. I
But
get
it's
it.
like I don't mind gay people. I have no problem
Yeah.
with somebody being the biggest, just raging homo they could possibly be, as long as they aren't like putting it on me. Now,
Yeah.
if you're
I'm the
gay
same way.
and you're hitting on me, like if you're gay and you grab my ass, I'm gonna knock your lights out.
Well, yeah,
I'm
that's
gonna
just
I'm gonna
fucking
lay you
rude.
out.
Yeah, because you wouldn't
But
do that to
yeah,
anybody fucking
it's like,
normally. Like, that's just fucking rude.
exactly. But I don't want somebody to be like, oh my God, he's a homophobe because he hit that
You
gay
hate
guy. It's
gay
like,
people.
no, I'm not
No, he was being an
homophobic
asshole.
because I hit a gay guy. Yeah,
He was
I
being
hit
a
an
fucking
asshole.
yeah.
It's kind of
Yep.
this it's kind of the same way with Rich. People are like, oh, you're just picking on him because he's weird and he's got these quirks. It's like, no, I'm pointing out bad stuff that he's done and lies that he's told.
You're
He just
using the
happens
baby.
to also have a really weird, yeah, he just also happens to have a really
Yep.
weird quirk
And
that
he's using that
he
as a
brings
cape.
up.
And he's using that as a cape.
Exactly.
And that's why, like,
He's
uh,
he's using it as a. I was
yep.
gonna say he's using it as a bib.
Yeah. That's fucked up.
You've
But I
you've
but I
opened
appreciate
this
the
can of
joke.
worms.
Hey, you technically brought this up, okay? You brought this shit up. No, I'm just kidding. But
You invited me onto the show.
hey. No, I didn't actually. You reached out to me. We're not gonna play this fucking blaming game shit. We're both fucking responsible, which is something
Hang on.
Oh yeah,
I
of
need
course.
to. Let me look up let me Google search a picture of an Uno reverse card real quick. Hang
We're gonna play fucking Yu-Gi-Oh. But
on.
But what was it? What was I gonna say though? But despite all that, that's the thing that, for me, again, I bring it up like once. I think I brought it up maybe in 2 videos, and that was the 2 fucking thing. But because to me, I don't think it's, who fucking cares. I think people that have to
Yeah.
constantly validate their sexual preferences or whatever, they're hiding something because they're not comfortable with themselves. I don't bring it up that
Yeah,
often
they're
because I don't give a shit.
self-victimizing.
Yeah, it's like I don't give a shit. If
I
you have
have
to constantly bring up the diaper thing, like, again, I'm not necessarily knocking him, but people in general that have to
Yeah.
constantly justify their shit, to me that feels like they're hiding something. If you have to constantly
That's like,
try to tell someone, "Oh, don't do this, don't do that," blah, blah, it's like, what are you trying to fucking hide then?
yeah, keep it keep it to yourself. You're fine. Don't do it in public. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Like the rest of society.
again, using him as an example. When you put pictures of you doing it out there, you're opening yourself up to any
Scrutiny.
opinions people on the internet,
Yep.
internet might have. The
And
only
people are terrible.
pictures I've ever seen of his diaper stuff that I ever personally took offense to was, there were some images of him wearing his diaper, his adult baby diaper stuff, while sitting on some public park playground equipment. He was dressed up in his stuff and he was at a public park. Now see, that would be where I would draw the line, because
Okay.
then you're not just keeping it in your house. Then you're out there in public. I'm a grown man. I've got several children. I actually last week took my children to the playground for the first time since the COVID thing happened, because
Oh,
they
wow.
finally started lifting some restrictions or whatever.
Mhm.
So I finally got to take my children,
I'm sure
and
they were hyped
their
too.
ages range from 3 years old all the way up to 16. and this is the first time they've been out, in since the freaking COVID stuff. So if I, as an adult with children, ever saw a 30-something, 40-something-year-old man dressed in a diaper and a bib taking pictures of himself on playground equipment, the least I would do would be call the police.
Yeah,
He'd probably end up getting a pretty he might end up getting an ass whooping. I don't want anybody to say I'm threatening like anyone in specific.
Right,
I'm just saying in general. You keep your fetishes to yourself.
Yeah.
That's what a fetish is. It's something you like that you do. Okay, like me. Everybody jokes. Off is a dolphin fucker. I joke about the meme. It's whatever.
Right.
Eat, squeeze me up.
Yeah,
Who cares? But I'm not gonna go to the zoo and jack off in front of the aquarium.
Right. Exactly.
I mean, that would be going a little bit too far. I'm not gonna walk around town with a picture of like naked anime girls on my jacket. I'm sure you've seen the Hago jackets or whatever with all the hentai faces on it. I'm not gonna wear something like that.
You don't want to draw that kind of negative attention.
Yeah, if I wear something like that in public, I'm opening myself up to whatever like negative attention that would draw.
Yeah. For me, when it comes to that sort of thing, when it comes to me for that sort of thing, I actually agree with you for the most part. The only part where I kind of disagree is I'm okay if they want to do it, with the caveat. There's a caveat though. If they want to do that shit, then that, to me, I don't give a shit. As long as they're not hurting or harming somebody, whether it's physically, mentally, or whatever the case is, then we're good. My issue then, but thing with that comes with the caveat though but not everyone else is like me. And if you're not willing to go, like, don't go out there in a fucking, running around butt ass naked and not expect someone to fuck. I'm not talking about him in his diaper shit, but like in general, if you're like, oh, well, I self-identify as a fucking tortoise, and you walk out there, or I'm sorry, you self-identify as a wolf, and you walk out there naked and bite somebody.
On all level but physical.
Yeah, exactly. And you walk out there and you're butt ass naked and you bite someone, and then you don't expect to get your ass kicked, then you're dumb. Like, I'm sorry, like, you're just stupid. Like,
I mean, talking about being butt ass naked. Okay, let's go this far. There are nudists. There are people that are practicing nudists. That they don't wear clothes. Yep. There are nude beaches. Just because you're a practicing nudist, just because there are designated areas where it's okay for you to be like that, you can't just go to any fucking beach and get butt naked. Be like, oh, but I'm a nudist. This is it's like no. There's rules. We're judged by society. Yeah, we're living in a society.
We live in a society. Oh my God, Justice League, man. Yeah, I know we've gotten off a little topic, but I'll definitely bring you back on the show in the future, and we can go into more shit when it comes to like different comics. I'm sure you probably know a little about comics and the DC. Okay, let me ask you this: are you a DC or are you a Marvel guy?
Marvel.
Okay.
Marvel. Oh my God, Marvel.
Okay. For me right now it's Marvel. My favorite superhero, favorite two are Spider-Man and Nightcrawler. Favorite villain's Magneto. Spider-Man is an OG hero. I always love Spider-Man. I love me some Iron Man. He's another one of my favorites. Mm-hmm.
But I know this is going to sound cliche and meme as hell,
mm-hmm.
but Deadpool is my spirit animal. Now, if you've ever actually read the Deadpool comics, if you know more about Deadpool than just LOL meme humor and like Hot Topic t-shirts, if you've read if you've read the Deadpool comics, then you actually know about his character. Yep. I love me some Deadpool. Dude.
My best friend, he's literally like the joke we always have is we're literally like, I'm like Spider-Man and he's like Deadpool. So like, and not just like the cartoon version, like the comics version of them, how they interact with each other and shit. So, I get it though. Yeah, I totally get it. No, it's definitely cliche as fuck, but it's only because I sell that to my buddy all the time too. I'm like, that is so fucking cliche that you would like fucking Deadpool.
Yeah.
And he's just like, well, you like Spider-Man. So I'm like, yeah, okay, I guess you're fine. I can respect that though. I respect that. Well, man, I really appreciate you coming on here, telling your side of the story.
Yeah.
I think, honestly, I thought it was really productive. We went through a whole lot of shit. And I honestly would love to have you on in the future. And again, if I'm going to put the challenge out there, Rich, if you ever do want to do this fucking cage match with Off, I'll be fair. Like I have been, I'll try to stay out of it for the most part, chime in every once in a while. And y'all want to fucking knuckle dust the shit out of each other, verbally, hey, I'm not gonna say nothing there.
What
But
did he what did he say? He's an orange belt in karate.
oh,
Well,
maybe, yeah,
I
something
took
like that.
taekwondo. I took taekwondo and 2 other martial arts for about 4 years. So like if anybody ever wants to, we should start a Patreon pool or like some kind of collection, and we should rent out an octagon. Um,
Oh my God.
no, no,
Well,
I don't want anybody
back
to think I'm threatening violence.
right,
I'm not doing
you're
anything like
not. You're
that.
not. Yeah, you're not. Well, I mean, funny enough, I used to umpire t-ball back when I was in high school for a job. So I mean, I technically can ref. So, fuck, man. Well, again, thank you. Did you
Yeah,
want to
no,
add
cool.
anything else or anything
If
like that?
if he gets in contact with you, I'd be more than willing to have a I don't know what you call that, a refereed conversation.
Yes, it's just
That'd be
so
cool.
just
That'd be whatever.
discussion.
Um,
Yeah, I would look at it more.
yeah.
I would just look at it the same way as you and I
Otherwise,
chatting.
yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, everybody go look at Sonic Legacy.
Yep.
I can't shill for that enough. Go read IDW. Ian Flynn is the best Sonic writer. Hang on, I gotta read from my script here. He's the best Sonic writer that ever existed. Every other Sonic writer is trash, and Tangle and Whisper are the best Sonic characters ever. Okay, there we go.
And you
There
got
we go.
paid. You got paid by ADW to say that too,
endorsements.
right?
Paid endorsements.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, seriously. Like I said, I also dabble in adult material.
Yep.
We didn't talk too much about that. I didn't want to sit here and talk about my stupid like horny stories on your thing or whatever.
We can definitely
I
talk about
sent
that
you the
another
link.
time for
If
sure,
you
though.
share the link, yeah. I mean, hey, look. I've stayed up in Discord VCs till 3 o'clock in the morning telling people about my stories. I kid you not. I made a grown man cry one time. So
Oh,
I mean,
Jesus Christ.
um, 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 but yeah, I don't know if you want to share that link or not, because it is not safe for work material. I don't know how YouTube works. I don't know if you could get in any trouble for posting a link to what could potentially be considered, adult material. Especially considering the people that are going to watch this video and how they feel about me. I don't know if you want to give them an opportunity to report you for anything. I don't know how that works.
Honestly,
So
yeah, no,
if you
honestly, I genuinely do appreciate that. Just bringing you on the show and how much heat I've been getting the past couple of days, I'm already kind of
yeah.
expecting it. Even just bringing you on here, I
Oh,
know
yeah.
I'm going to be demonized a little bit. So,
Yep.
if you look back on some of my previous videos, I've talked about risque topics. I talked about
Yeah.
the Evangelion hentai that was supposedly created by Gynex. And I mean, if you know anything about Evangelion, that they're
Yeah.
all underage people. So,
Yeah, what a pedophile.
so
I know, but
I've,
stupid
ta-
dude.
I've,
Stupid.
I've
Yeah.
talked about a lot of shit on here. So I am gonna link your stuff. Because there's nothing that I've seen that would make me believe you're a pedophile. Again, I think it's questionable personally. It's not something I would do, but I don't think you're a pedophile or shit like that.
I can see where the argument could be made out of context.
Right.
But like I said, anybody that takes 5 minutes to do their research to actually get the context, they're like, oh, okay.
Exactly.
I know aged up is commonly seen as like an excuse or whatever, but I genuinely do not sexualize these characters as children.
Right.
I've got children. I have a 12-year-old daughter. If I ever found out anybody was sexualizing her, I would wind up in prison.
If I was in the same boat
don't
with you, I'd do as
but,
well.
if you draw them with the fat booty, yeah, if you draw them with the fat booty and the big titties, if they don't look like they're 12, I'm not gonna treat them like they're 12. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna
Cool.
still, regardless, I'm going to link your adult content in there as well. I'm also gonna link, excuse me, Sonic Legacy. I'm gonna link the YouTube channel as well as the website. There is a Twitter for Sonic Legacy, correct? Right? Let me just double check that, make sure.
Yes.
Okay, I'll link that as well. I'll link Rally for Sally also. Can you just, because I've seen like a couple different rallies for Sally's on Twitter. After we get off here, can you send me the official link for your guys' Rally for Sally
Yeah,
through my Twitter?
hang on. I'm actually looking it up right now.
Cool. Can you
There
send it
we
to me that way
go.
I can make sure
Wait, what
that
is it?
properly gets put in there?
go to share.
If I knew
go
the
to
one for Rich's
Discord.
Facebook group, or I'm not okay. Let me rephrase that. I don't know if it was Rich's, but whoever is doing the other Sally group thing, if I knew what that was one, I would put it in the description as well. So anybody, because I'm sure someone from that
Okay,
group is watching this, reach out to me and I'll put that
Well,
in the
yeah,
description as well.
they both commented on your previous video, and like I said, I'm sure they're gonna watch this one.
I'm positive.
So yeah, if they want to come on here and they want to share it, hey, by all means, like I said, it's just another group. We can't have too many people showing their support for this character.
Yep, and I respect the fuck out of that. Again, I'm like we talked about earlier.
Yeah,
I'm casual at best, but I can just still respect all
Yeah.
the work y'all are doing. So if I can get it out there any sort of way, again, I'm fucking no one special, just some asshole with a
Hey,
mic.
I appreciate the help. You know, like you said, you're a small channel now, but you know, in a year, in 2 years, in 5 years, you might have you might blow up, dude. You might have like 1 million followers,
Hey,
and somebody's
it's
they're
possible.
gonna go back and they're gonna watch these old videos. And they're gonna be like, oh, hey, look at this comic, you know. So,
And
you know,
that's,
so who
that's
knows?
what I
Who
hope
knows
you
what
get
could
out of
happen?
it. Yep. I mean, it's like I told you in the DMs, you know, yeah, sure, subs and fucking views and all that shit matters, but I'm not gonna fucking lie about how I feel about something. If I didn't think you guys were doing something good, I wouldn't promote it. I mean, that's just fucking how I've always been. So, but yeah, dude, fucking, do you have anything else to add or anything like that before I let you go?
Not really. I mean, I could go on and on and on forever. But I won't. But
Well,
I could.
we're definitely
Borderland reference if you get that one.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I got that. Well, we're definitely bringing you back on the future. Let me go into a quick closing. If you don't mind just hanging on for a quick second, I want to thank you after I stop recording as well, too.
Yeah,
So,
cool, no problem.
On camera, though, thank you so much for coming on here, telling us your side of the story. Go check out
problem.
Sonic Legacy. And everything else in the description, go check it out. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. Keep things light and rebellious. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Maybe it's going to be a fucking cage match between these two. Verbally, of course. But who the fuck knows? Thanks again, Off. I appreciate you, man.
That's no problem.
Cool.